This show is brought to you by Bridges. Bridges. Good for people to walk on, drive on, but not get falled on top of. Bridges. Use them wisely.
That's right.
Yeah, whatever.
That's my key break cue right there.
All right. I like that, man. We came in with some funk.
I hate how you open.
You didn't like that?
Oh,
You didn't like the... All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, imagine John is Matthew McConaughey just say, all right.
Oh, like leaning on a wall back in the high school? Well, the one thing I like
don't try to make
is I
fun,
keep
man.
getting older and they stay the same age.
Yo, John, you look like one of the cockroaches in Men in Black, except less slimy.
All right.
He wants some sugar water.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Everyman Show, episode number 10. Damn it, it's 10. Happy 10th anniversary. Mr. Goodnight. What are we doing? Everyone's throwing technical difficulties. We've been through 10 episodes and we still have technical difficulties.
It's not technical difficulties. We were doing this silently so that the people didn't have to know because we could fix this real quick. But now you got to bring it up, so I'm getting Bluetooth the fuck up.
Okay. Well, yeah. Apparently 10 episodes and we're still doing technical difficulties. Happy 10th anniversary, Mr. Goodnight with 2 T's.
Don't say my name.
Whatever. I am your host, John Everyman. With me, as always, are the usual suspects of Mr. Goodnight with 2 T's.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Mateo.
Don't call me buddy.
All right, we'll save that one for later.
That's hilarious.
Our fearless producer, Noodles. And this show's real special. 10th anniversary, and we just added a new addition to the family, George, our new tech producer. No one understands what I mean when I've named you tech producer. So you want to say what's up on the mic? Are you good? Or you just want to say hello from a distance?
Hello.
Okay, cool. They might have heard that. And you know what? It's such a special episode that I had to bring 2 Walters in here to make me feel shitty. Walter and Alter Walter. I'm sure you don't want to say shit on the mic neither, right?
From Bahamas.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, from somewhere. Let's not give out its location. Exactly. You know what? Those sound effects are coming there from a special guest.
Yeah, exactly.
A special guest, man. One of our good friends to the show, even before he got on here. He's already a friend of the show. I know that. He's been a big supporter of a lot of stuff we've done out here.
I bought you condoms. I bought you whips, chains, dildos for your first show. You know.
I didn't want to go that far, but yes, very supportive. But yes, we got actually a special duo here. We, you know what? I want to just introduce this something formally. This is a duo that last year on the new Miami New Times got recognized as one of the best burlesque nights in South Florida. Exactly. Exactly. We have the Moon River Cabaret in the house, people.
Tits.
Right.
All
And
the tits.
and they are composed of Rio Dios Mio
Hello.
and Sofia Luna.
Yes.
You didn't think I was going to get that right. I did my homework.
I thought you forgot.
No, I did my homework. I read. I haven't done homework since like college, and I don't even think I did that.
English.
What, is going on a Facebook profile homework for you?
No. I also Googled.
Oh.
Yeah. Ha, take
Damn.
that, buddy.
Yo.
It led me to Facebook, but you know, I Googled.
That's English for Google.
And I read Miami New Times. I did read a lot. I learned a lot about burlesque.
Yeah, yo, John,
Yeah?
after he writes Google searches, he says, please, just in case.
He actually thinks there's a real person on the other end going, oh, it's John Everyman asking again. I think he learned more about burlesque because we booked him for the show at Vino's in the Grove, and he's like, oh, titties? I didn't know titties. There was titties?
That's how you learn about burlesque.
Yes,
I mean,
which I'm going to get to.
You have to be there.
We're going to get into the world of burlesque in a minute, but I want to open up the show with something heavy, and I just want to mention it and get it out the way right away. My condolences are definitely given to those that were affected by the FIU bridge incident yesterday. That was very tough. Mateo is a student from FIU, and I'm glad to see you here. doing fresh new
Yeah,
insults.
School was off, but it's condolences.
Condolences?
Condolences sounds like your colon feels bad for them.
It does. I don't like using the word like condolences. I don't even know if I use it sometimes in like right moments and stuff. Like people get married, I'm like condolences.
If you're talking to the woman and you hate the guy, then yeah.
Yeah, I know. But you know, I just don't know if I ever use it in the right context. Sometimes, like if I get in front of the one and I'm like, I get confused and I'm just like condolences and I walk away. Like I even do it on birthday parties.
I'll do that. Like whenever I just feel bad for somebody, I'm like, I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, you know what? I should just use that one. I'm sorry for your loss. But, you know, I just felt like the way I was expressing it right now, it was a really tough situation, man. I think that from what I took out of opinion for that show, for yesterday, for what happened in FIU, my opinion to that is there's a lot of backdoor politics going on every time. And it was a reflection of what might have happened yesterday. I'm not going to say I was purely to blame backdoor politics, but a lot of people dropped the ball on that yesterday.
Cheap motherfuckers.
That is definitely true. You know what is your opinion with that, Rio?
They wanted to cut costs, man. They wanted to make the construction faster, more efficient. Efficient is a bottom line terminology in finance that says, I don't want to spend all that fucking money. So they're like, look, we're going to build it over here. We're going to put it over there, and then it's going to be fine. But how many people of y'all right here made a cardboard house when you were a kid? And you realize if you put something heavy on top, it's going to... They built a big-ass motherfucking bridge that crossed over 5-6 lanes, and they didn't put not even one support in the middle. Thinking, you know, this little crazy glue shit is going to hold on, and the rebar is going to hold on. It's going to be fine. Cars can go, and what is it, 7 days? Not even. Saturday, Sunday, 4 days,
Yeah, I think they put
days?
that up over the weekend. You know what? I just see poor craftsmanship all across the board. You know, being that MCM, the company responsible for that, at least one of the companies responsible for that. You know, this is kind of like my backyard, you know, when it comes to the field of construction. And, you know, the way, when I saw it, I said, I know for a fact that they just saw it was MCM. Inspectors weren't being as stringent. A lot of things kind of slipped through the cracks because it's MCM. And I'm sure their reputation was, you know, or their relationship with certain people involved were strong. You know what I mean? It shocks me. You know, a $14.2 million project. How much did they really spend on building that?
Would you put rate in this?
Yo, I think what the fucked up part is talking about craftsmanship. They should have better craftsmanship than being crooks.
Exactly. It's just evidence. It's one more piece of proof of how, I would say not the majority, but I think that's the best term to use here. Majority of the people out here doing big business usually have some sort of crooked ties.
Who you talking about? The Cubans?
Yeah.
Every developer in Miami has a crooked hookup somewhere.
Yeah,
Look,
they do.
And a crooked politician to help them or a commissioner to help them out.
For sure.
Yeah, but we talking
in order to be successful in Miami, you gotta be a good scammer.
Crooked,
We talking about-
crooked like a sickle.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, yo, name a rich person you know that it doesn't do some wild, scummy shit. It's impossible.
You don't. I've made that mention several times on stage. If you can make it in Miami, then you must be some sort of criminal.
Built on cocaine.
It is
Like-
the 70s and early 80s.
What do you want from it?
Yeah, I mean, why break what's worked for us all these years, right? now that they have this situation that happened, let's see if they learn from their lessons, which I doubt. I'm sure there will be another MCM waiting around the corner.
You know what's crazy is that a lot of people want to talk about like FIU's, their enrollment went up exponentially, like 200% for the last 10 years every year, right? So whereas they had 10,000 students one year, then they had 20, then they had like 50, then they had like 100,000, then they have like 500,000 or more students now. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, they've grown
And
tremendously.
what have they done with their money? They developed a lot of like dorms because they got to keep all these strangers and foreigners that they're educating somewhere else.
My education keeps getting worse. I've been there like 5 years.
What's your opinion?
Every year.
That's because they spent all the money on like building these big lavish openings with Roman arches and archways, and it's
Yeah, exactly.
like, hey, how about some new books or some new computers, or maybe get Mateo some new chancletas or something?
Yeah, or at least more quality professors.
Nah,
Civil engineering, they do civil engineering there. The students help design and build that with MCM, that bridge.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
What the TF is going on?
oh, I think you know what? I think the fucked up part is they can't use the metric system for the math on that bridge, and that would have made it a lot easier. But since they gotta be converted into 12s and 3s and shit, it fucked it all up.
You know what? It's just a real shame to know that happened, but you know, my heart goes out to them. I hope that situation we recover from it as best as we can. And I don't want to dwell on it. That's why I wanted to open up with that really quick and just move right along with that.
Celebrate life.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah,
Yo,
exactly,
John,
my friend. Yes, sir.
I got some videos of the week that will put this in a much lighter
You really
place.
want to go in there already?
Sweet.
I thought that's what you said.
You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just. I don't know why our feet. What happened there? Oh.
This is the first video.
So hold on, before you click it, Rio. We do something here every week where we play something called Video of the Week. Mateo surprises us with a video. We have no clue what it is. We watch it. While we watch it, I try to describe to the viewers, because we don't have video here yet, what's going on. But we also critique it along the way. So feel free to join in. You know, this is a good time to come up with some new jokes.
Mateo, the whitest Latino you've ever seen. Kind of looks like a redneck with a camouflage trucker's hat, and he has a very scraggly beard. There is a nice Mac laptop in front of him. As he smokes a blunt, he approaches the microphone with his Latino lips.
Yes. See, that's a good way of going with it. That is a very good way of going with it. That was more of a...
That puñeta.
It was more like a narrative going on there. But you got it. You got it. So go ahead. Without further ado, my friend, let us get the video of the week.
I think this video pretty much speaks for itself.
Is it in English?
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
English.
Because I know it's Miami and stuff.
This is not Miami, actually, thankfully. Can I get it?
You know what?
It's on the headphones.
We don't have headphones for you. That's
I
why.
have headphones. It's just, do they reach?
Can you hold that for a second? Let's
I
pause it.
have problems with length, man. All right, don't make fun of me.
It's all right. You know what? 10 episodes in, people, and we're still gonna try to sort of get it right one day. But here you go. We'll get you set up in here so that you can get some sound of what's going on. And it'll just be temporary here for the moment. So let's play that. If you want to slide the chair, like we could do that for you.
You got wheels.
So oh yeah, great. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday, the day before St. Patty's Day. It is the episode 10 of the Everyman Show. We still do technical difficulties because let's face it, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 episodes and we'll still do stuff like this. It's what keeps us real.
Now, you know what it is? We technically retarded, so you gotta just expect these.
Exactly. All our guests need to understand this. We will one day have longer headphones and more comfortable accommodations. In the meantime, we'll just make you guys very, very, very uncomfortable while you watch this. And luckily that Mateo told us beforehand that this is a short video, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it, my friend.
Oh shit. Close the door. Close the door.
Is that a Chick-fil-A employee?
Yes, that is a Chick-fil-A employee.
I know those red shirts when I see them.
Yo, that's all that pent-up aggression from having to say my pleasure all the time.
What's going on here? Why is there an Asian kid wearing a Chick-fil-A shirt punching a car window?
Because they needed
His
one
name's
extra
Joseph.
employee, obviously.
His name's Joseph.
Yo, that's
He
why
didn't do
was
anything. They're clearly young people when they say he hasn't done anything. That's
I have
not-
to show
right.
you my name tag. Check it
I
out.
have the right.
Put my name tag up against your window like tits.
No, apparently he was showing him signs of like alpha maleness. That's how some men do it in Asia. They just put their forearms against the window.
Yeah, but usually like white men like think they are superior to this Asian.
We're
man.
standing there.
He's holding off like 5.
We were
white
standing
boys.
there.
Yeah, but he's going full crazy because that's what he thinks.
Is he gonna do kung fu? Now this Asian guy is confronted by
Oh
3.
yeah, he did. He attempted kung
What?
fu, and they all stepped in like, "Hey, we're larger than
He
you." And there's
he
5
almost
of us.
Bruce Lee'd it.
Alright, that's the whole video.
That was the whole video.
Yeah.
Little Asian kid almost tries to punch 3 white guys in a Chick-fil-A parking lot.
Yeah, but the fact is that 3 taller, bigger, stronger white boys flinch like little bitches.
That is
They're
amazing.
making fun of like, oh, he's got Chick-fil-A. He's
Would
an
you do
Asian.
that?
He's got glasses. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
And here I got a video of what those guys would have looked like fighting.
Oh really? Okay.
Oh, boys been a fan. Them boys been a fan.
Okay.
Them boys been a fan.
Where's the Asian in this one? Oh, these are just 4 white guys pulling each other's shirts.
Yeah, it appears to be around my vote.
I got a cup in my
That's why you
hand.
can't trust
Oh,
white
okay,
boys
there we
with,
go.
like, fucking basketball jerseys and bandanas.
Is there a black guy recording
One
this?
on one.
He's having such a good time right now.
One on one.
One-on-one. I don't even know which one is on whose side.
This looks like the straightest gay orgy I've ever seen. They're all
Have you ever seen
they're all
Malibu's
pulling on
Most
each other's
Wanted?
shirts. They're like, ooh.
Yeah. Yo, Bill Gluckman is down with the
The guy filming is the only black dude,
So there's a black guy in a parking lot filming 3 or 4 white guys
and he's like, I can't fuck with this. Like,
fighting. What I love is that they're all wearing tank top jerseys. This is fantastic.
yo, when your friends try to help you stop a fight and you're getting your shit beat because your friends are holding you back, like that's like you're a shitty friend, man.
You know, the
You're the
situation.
shittiest friend ever.
I think you're right. You know, my situation is there watching that whole scene break out is where were the punches? It looked like everyone was just like hugging each other and it looked like a wrestling match.
There's a whole lot of this shit going
Didn't we have that conversation a couple episodes ago where
I'm eating dough. Pizza.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why like if I'm in a fight and the person clearly doesn't know how to fight, I'm just gonna let you get tired and then I'm gonna hit you when you tired because you stupid.
I thought we
All right, Ali.
Oh, you know what? You weren't here, Mateo, but we kind of learned in one of the episodes with me and Mr. Goodnight here that when you fight, and especially when it looks like wrestling, you want to make sure that you wear underwear.
Oh yeah, no, I mean you should definitely be wearing underwear.
No,
when you
but
fight.
underwear only.
Yeah. Oh, only nah.
Only because
What is that?
no
Hank
one's
Brown,
gonna fight you
UFC?
wearing
What
underwear.
What kind of underwear?
Really?
Like boxer briefs?
Would you fight
boxers?
someone in the street if they just took their shirt and their pants off and fought you in their underwears?
I'd laugh a little bit, but
See?
like, if he hit me,
But you
like,
see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna
Like-
beat his ass and then I'm taking his underwear. You know
So,
what I mean?
okay,
Like,
so
I'm leaving
you're-
your ass knocked
Yo,
out naked on the street.
what fast food restaurant uniform would be best to fight in?
Oh wait. Okay.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's
Taco
pretty
Bell for
flexible.
you?
Oh yeah, you clip
polyester.
someone with the name tag.
No, I'm more of
Who's got the
a.
biggest name tag though? 'Cause
Who's
then
got
you
the
get
biggest-
Chinese star? That shit. What's
Oh, I guess any of those restaurants
Burger
like
King.
Fridays and shit where they wear all the
TGIF.
fucking pins.
Yeah, you could kill a motherfucker with all those
And
pins.
that shit becomes like a shield. You just hit me, you hit it, you hurt yourself.
But I think the one that I would go with fast food, it's between Checkers and Burger King.
What do people checkers wear? I don't go in that godforsaken place.
Well, that's the thing. It's not about what
Race car
they.
uniforms?
Yeah, they wear like a like a race car, right? And I think they got like a yellow tag. But the only reason I would do Checkers or
and their
Burger King.
uniforms be dirty as fuck since nobody could eat there. They don't wash that shit.
Have you ever gone to a Checkers? They're usually located in the roughest of
yeah, hey,
neighborhoods.
Shout outs to the Checkers in my neighborhood. I've seen people like on dates at Checkers, like wearing fucking wingtip shoes.
What?
Hey, you know what though? If
It's
you wanna,
romantic.
if we gotta put on something, I'm going to Waffle House. I'm thinking they're kicking everybody's ass.
Oh, you doing Waffle House?
The Waffle
kicking
House,
everybody ass.
that's like a wrestling tag team. Just
Yeah.
what they usually gotta do. Waffle House,
Or
Denny's.
maybe, or maybe like if we're not just talking fast food though, like Coyote Ugly.
Okay.
Oh, we talking about?
Okay, but those are
Now
that's
that
isn't
means that
like
Mateo
women?
would have to wear a bikini and Daisy Dukes, you know, to,
Right.
to
Yo.
get into a fight
But
with
that's
the
a
guy at the Taco
large-
It
Bell.
could be like some Anchorman
you're
type
right.
shit.
Not fast
Where
food.
like McDonald's got beef with Wendy's. So all the McDonald's employees run up and fight.
Right?
got
What if the
that
king
photo.
himself? What if the
Ronald
Burger
McDonald.
King himself came out and like started scrapping with
Oh
Ronald
shit,
McDonald?
yo. I think Chick-fil-A would win though, because
Hooters,
they'd be on some
Hooters
Tim Tebow shit. He'd probably be the captain of their team.
Who would
Out
win
there
that
praying.
fight, by the way?
Who?
Between McDonald's and Burger King, like it's the King versus Ronald McDonald. Who
I'm
would
going
win
with
that?
that dumbass clown.
You're going with the
clowns
clown?
are
Yeah,
crazy.
that clown's
They're scary
crazy, dog.
as
You don't know what you
shit.
got
And wait,
going.
Oh yo, but
what came
McDonald's
first,
is
the
a clown
chicken or
too.
the egg?
Wait.
Ronald came
Yeah,
first.
that's what we
Oh,
talking
no, but
about.
the Burger King is kind of like a clown.
Now he a king or some type
He's a
of shit.
little
He's
plastic-faced
scary.
weird
Yeah,
king.
he's
guy.
weird. Look, he's like Lord Farquaad. He's the Lord Farquaad of fast food.
You know what? But I'm gonna be honest. I think we're gonna have to stop this topic because we have a vegetarian in this room, and we're probably making him sick to his stomach by listening to it.
No, what? Look, this is all a metaphor for how we're consuming ourselves with the factory farming process, and you ain't even know it.
Are you thinking we're disgusting noodles? See, by the way, our producer here, Noodles, is a vegan. Just so that we can keep you guys in the conversation.
We pretend too. How you doing?
No.
Oh, no,
he is.
No, I'm
like,
kidding. I'm kidding. She's been vegetarian most of her life, and I've been pretending to be vegan for about
What?
like
Yo.
6 months, 7 months.
Then he eats pizza in the shower. It's so sad.
She catches me in the shower. I'm like, it's so much better when it's dry and in front of
Like,
people.
He's trying to hide from
Yeah,
me.
I'm like, you don't have to hide, Reno.
That was John his whole marriage, hiding himself jacking off.
What? Oh well, yeah, maybe. I was about to say, like, I don't take food in the bathroom. I ain't the bathroom eating food. I'll do that in front of anybody. Like, I don't care. Like, we'll be in the elevator.
I walked in on John Everyman once with his dick and some apple pie.
Hey, listen, I can still eat the apple pie.
He hide in the shower.
I'd probably still eat the apple pie. I'm not
that's
gonna lie. I
hilarious,
mean,
dog.
it's food. Like, why let it go to waste?
God,
Yeah, it's your dick,
Which
so,
ones
I
are
mean-
better, the baked ones or the fried ones? They started baking them at McDonald's, and that shit made me mad. It's not the same.
I think I like the baked ones. Every time, I'm thinking about fried nowadays, and I feel like I'm just clogging my heart with like.
Oh, and you're
grease.
not clogging your heart with a regular apple pie? Just fucking
Yeah.
candy apples.
I feel
and
healthy when
bread.
it's baked.
Hey, I think we bushing. Next topic. We got.
You know what? You are right. You know what I want to touch on really quick? So tomorrow's St. Patrick's
Thank
Day.
you, sir.
Yes.
Are you guys ready to celebrate? Or you guys got
Look,
any
man, I don't
plans?
celebrate Sphincter
Look.
de Mayo. No,
No?
Sphincter de Mayo for me because I'm not fucking Mexican. I don't celebrate fucking shamrocks and fucking leprechauns because I'm not fucking Irish.
Right.
I don't celebrate Columbus Day because fuck that motherfucker. He was a genocidal, homicidal maniac.
That's not a
It's like,
drinking
let's
holiday.
celebrate Hitler.
Sure.
No, you can. You can drink on Columbus Day and you'll be like, ah, we fucking conquered all these motherfuckers.
But
Yo, you know we only conquered because before the Americans got here, there was a plague in all the Americas, and like fucking 80% of them died.
The white man brought that.
So fuck no. I mean, that happened right before the white man got here. That's probably where the Aztecs, Mayans, and all that.
He's
shit
like,
went.
correct.
But it was like the biggest plague in the history of humans.
The bubonic plague?
No, there
That was
was a
Europe.
plague in the Americas before the Europeans got here. That's the only because the Vikings had tried to conquer before. Yo, the Vikings even say that when they were like fucking mad away from land, they could smell people cooking because there was so many people out here.
And they were so
Really?
hungry and shit of traveling.
I see.
Oh, that's probably true too.
You want a
But-
boat? You want a boat for 6
But the
months?
Vikings went back.
Oh yeah, they took off. At
Yeah,
some
they
point.
took off.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause They couldn't conquer.
Right.
What's
So,
the History Channel? Yeah.
We all saw
The
that
TV show,
episode,
The
the Vikings. Yeah.
We always see that shit.
Like, what is that, churrasco? How y'all white boys get this churrasco?
But you know what? I wasn't I guess when I was asking celebration, I was asking the celebrating in the way that most people do it across America via drinking. Are you guys celebrating St. Patrick's Day? St. Patrick's Day. I'm a little
We
slurred
drink
already.
enough already, like every day.
Okay,
Every day.
so all right,
Every day. St.
it'll just be a
Patrick's.
Saturday
Welcome
for
to
you
the club.
guys.
Yeah.
We like Irish people every day. We don't have to.
Welcome to the
be
club.
sequestered to one day.
Are you guys celebrating it over here?
No, that's a stupid ass fucking holiday. I'm not Irish. Like, just people just
Okay.
want excuses to be hoes and drink.
He
Yeah.
does look a little. You do look a little Irish.
If you put them
You
in
know
like
what?
Tennessee,
Probably one of those Vikings just fucking knocked up an Inca, and I'll come from that line and shit.
well,
What would you call that? A vinca? Vikinka?
yeah, you know what? You'd
Vic
be like a
Inca.
Vinca. Yeah, because like an Inca, Viking, Vinca. Yeah, that would make more sense.
Vic
You're a
Inca.
Vinca.
Yo, that would be a dope ass character on like
Speaking of
Mortal
drinking,
Kombat.
Speaking of drinking, dog.
He'd have horns and
You
like.
got a horns and a fucking bow and arrow.
Right?
You can get a spaceship to come through and just nuke you real quick.
Yeah, you know what? You know they come out with new versions of Mortal Kombat every day.
Yo,
You know what? I see you guys pouring that tequila. I wanted to take a shot because it's our 10th episode of the year, and I wanted us to celebrate that. So you know what? Can we have Walter? Walter, do me a favor. We're gonna do this very Cubanish. See these little cups right here? Come here. I'm gonna use this Walter because the other Walter, I don't even know if he's still here.
Hey, shout out to Walter,
Walter still
man.
here?
Shout out to Wake and Vape too. Wake
So
and
pour
Vape.
everybody a shot in the Cuban coffee shots, so we can make sure we're having ourselves a Miami type of shot. That says it's Cuban written all over it. Grab the everyone's taking one here on this table, my friend. So you might want to. There you go. So everyone across the table, right? There you go. So, but I guess my question was, or what it was gonna be was, what holiday's better, St. Patrick's Day or Cinco de Mayo?
Cinco de Mayo.
You think Cinco de Mayo is better to
That's
celebrate?
Closer to being
biased,
Latin
so-
American, you know. It's
so
all right.
biased.
We are biased.
But you know, I mean, Tacos and guacamole are delicious. Like
With tequila.
shepherd's pie is like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had
Whatever.
shepherd's pie. I'm gonna be
And the
honest.
strongest drink.
that's probably British actually.
Is
It's
it
not
good?
Irish. It's like, right?
Yeah,
But-
but Irish car bombs. Who wants to be reminded
Oh.
of like body parts while you're drinking a good fucking 8-ounce shot?
You know, I'm talking, but I'm drinking some Guinness mixed with some Jameson Stout. This stuff
I
is
do.
That's
great.
very close to an Irish car bomb. You know why they call it an Irish car bomb?
Why is that?
Because the Baileys represents the flesh. So when you actually mix Baileys and whiskey and you drop it in Guinness, it turns into blown up body parts.
I gotta try that.
It
Well, I think I've
coagulates-
tried it
coagulates
once.
the Baileys. That's what it does.
Yeah,
Try an Irish car bomb.
we should have done that
You're
today.
supposed to shoot it in like 3 seconds, but if you don't, it looks like putty at the bottom.
All right.
Let me know when you're ready to take.
Hey, Walter and Alter Walter, everyone should take a shot. Noodles, you too. Thank
10th
you.
year? 10th
yo,
year?
they-
10th show.
Huh?
It's 10th show. So,
This is our 10th
So you guys
episode.
have been smoking here for how long?
Well, let
look,
me.
look, John is pretty much like one of those like stupid ass girls that celebrates every month.
I recognize 28 days.
Celebrating every episode.
Yeah,
months already together, honey.
but let's be technical though.
Crushes him tonight.
Let's be technical here.
Tonight, bro.
First off,
He
we're
creamy.
not really in our 10th episode. And Mr. Goodnight here with 2 T's can attest to that. We're not on our 10th episode. We're a little deeper than that. It's just that Mateo's doing this thing where he's trying to build these things called lost files.
Yeah, look, so that way when the
So there's
show's
several
over,
other episodes that have not been played
it's
that are
the-
like hidden.
It's like the Everyman show Resurrection. They all come out when I die.
I see.
And you guys try to stretch them out. You
I
put
see.
mad features on them. You're like, yo, why is Nelly and Jagged Edge on this? I don't get it.
So you want to Tupac this show is what you're telling
Cheers, happy 10th.
me. Okay, so
whatever.
are the shots ready?
27th,
Well,
39th, A, hidden
Exactly.
B.
Happy 10th episode and to
Happy
hopefully
public.
100 more behind that. And let's all enjoy these tequila shots, people. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Cheers to your mama's mamas.
Oh my
Oh, it's
God.
so smooth.
That
That
was
was good
smooth.
without the ice.
No lie.
Oh,
I
wow.
think I'm going to do 100 more episodes. And then I'm going to just escape. And you'll never see me back here.
Yeah, but
I actually have some news.
we'll just buy a new lock for his cage.
I think we will. We're going to put a little chip on him. We need to because sometimes I feel like he gets lost. But I do have a little bit of sad news to report. I was informed recently this week that we will be missing somebody for a little extended period. They won't be gone completely, but they'll be not as regularish on this show anymore. And that is our friend here, Mr. Goodnight with 2 T's.
Where you gonna go?
I think we supposed to be interviewing somebody today. I think. I think we need to stick to that.
I have a question for you then, before I move it on to them. Who do you think should replace you? Should there be
hold
someone?
on. Why are you replacing him already?
Well, what are we
here.
gonna do? I mean,
Exactly.
talking to you is fine, but it's
Listen, you
not
can
working.
You can do it like the Trump presidency. You can just leave it all open all the time, every fucking role.
We leave the
Just
door
it
open for Mr.
every
Goodnight with
job.
2 T's.
Just don't worry about it.
He's always gonna have his seat here and
No,
his
I mean,
mic waiting
no,
on him.
We gotta have Mr. Goodnight call into every episode, and he's just gonna call you ugly for 5 minutes.
I think
And
so.
then he'll be a part of the show.
No. Like he will still be a part of the show, just more at a distance. And but every now and then we will have someone here. Believe it or not.
Next topic.
Yeah,
Alright,
we'll
but
do that
you
for
know
him.
what? I think I got a good topic because it seems like you and Mr. Goodnight's relationship is going through a drift right now.
Right.
So I think Mr. Goodnight should tell the people how you guys met.
Nah,
No, we're gonna
gonna
save
interview
that.
We gonna interview
Yeah,
you.
let's
We're gonna
move on
interview
to our
people
to the people here, and
Love is in
they're helping us
there.
celebrate this 10th episode. Rio and Sophia. I want to thank you guys for coming. By the way, I hope you guys are having a good
Thanks
time.
for having alcohol and good people.
Yeah,
What's a good anniversary without some strippers?
that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to see. I try to make things better for these guys,
That's right, boys.
and
Don't
yet all they
dollar
do is
bills.
complain
Don't
over
explain it,
here.
man. Just keep interviewing, dude.
This guy, Buddy over here.
Hey, is that Cuba or a chicken McNugget? Huh?
That is Cuba, my friend. Which I
Yo,
think I want to hide a little
Yo,
bit.
that's Cuba with the pink sauce on it.
Yes, no pink sauce, man. What's wrong with you? That's
Yo.
Cuba. They're straight up, man. They're talking about my tattoo.
It looks like you got a tattoo at the fair.
I have a mural of Miami here on my arm with Cuba,
He got it yesterday.
the keys, and yet they think I got it at the fair.
Hey, he creaming your ass.
That's
today.
You know what?
it reminds me of though? Like you go to Latin restaurants, they have like the placemat
yeah.
for
Hey, he
you.
roasting the
It
That's the
does.
Florida.
Hey,
it
he
looks
roasting
like.
the
They
shit
have
out of
a
you
placemat
tonight.
for you.
Yo, that looks like a placemat from a Latin cafe somewhere.
You know you
The
like
one
it
higher
though.
there for sure.
Yo,
You know it makes you
I
wanna
love
eat
Latin
vaca
cafe.
They
frita.
said that you feel, huh?
You know you
That's
want to.
hilarious.
Ain't nobody get it at the youth fair. You got tattoos on you, Mr. Goodnight with two T's?
Man, we interviewing, man. Don't ask me
Okay,
shit.
we'll leave him alone. Guys, so Moon River Cabaret, a burlesque company. I did my little homework. I have a question. What is burlesque? You know, if you ask certain people, people don't really know what burlesque is. What is it?
So, burlesque is the traditional form of striptease. A lot of people question, like, well, what's different between burlesque and strip clubs?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm confused. When I look at burlesque,
The chicken wing.
No, not the chicken wings, man.
And the correct answer is, people come to watch a show, and stripping is more an actual job, and burlesque is more of an art form.
Okay.
That's really the difference.
Who came first, burlesque or stripping?
Burlesque, obviously.
That's where it all started, right?
Yeah.
With burlesque.
But strip clubs did not emerge until the 1970s.
Really?
Before there was the modern day strip club, there was burlesque houses. And these places were theaters that had dancers that would do all feature shows, rarely interacted with the audience, and had other types of variety acts like comedy.
But they would get completely naked.
They would up until the 1920s, and then when Prohibition started,
Bastards.
they banned all nudity. So,
They banned nudity with the alcohol?
God
Yeah.
damn
No
religious
wonder they had
freaks.
gangsters.
Yeah.
It's like no
They're
more
like, no, we
titties,
wanna
no
be-
more, no more.
And then they
drinks.
put a tax on the beautiful girls. They did.
Yo, imagine how fucking boring 1920 was. You were just
That
like,
must have been
fucked
horrible.
up.
Was
You have to like literally go like underground into like a vault or something to just be able to be like a person that
But,
drinks. And,
Yo, that's where they fucked up. That's what like. I mean, I guess that's what we gotta thank jazz music for, because people just went underground and they're like, "Yo, this shit sounds cool as fuck."
yeah,
didn't the stock market crash around that time?
yeah, it was just a horrible time.
Yeah,
Right.
Depression
that's how
era,
it all
prohibition,
started.
depression. Yeah.
Yeah, because people need an escape, and alcohol is just a good poison for everybody to have.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and fast forward almost 100 years later, it's like free the titty.
Yeah, so 50 years later, around the 70s, is when you're saying stripping became a thing.
Yeah, well, just the actual way that you see strip clubs now. So like that whole formula, like where it is full nudity and you are more interactive with the dancers.
Right.
And it's just more risque because that started because of the rise of the porn industry and the sexual revolution. Like the idea of burlesque was so boring at that time. It was like, oh, you're gonna, be in like this gorgeous like costume, and you're gonna show me pasties and a G-string. It's like in the 70s while like everybody was like watching Deep Throat, and there was so much sex everywhere, so much pornography. That shit was boring to them at that time. So that's how that started, and burlesque came back because people were like, okay, yeah, that's boring now to me. We want something different. So now you can have both experiences.
And I was going to get to that. Is burlesque becoming a thing again? Is this really something that's growing? Is it a trending thing nowadays?
I think so. I think people just want to, they're more open-minded now, and they like to go to like a bar or a club or wherever and have an experience like where you can see stripping but not feel as pressured as you might in a club.
I think it's more entertaining.
I think,
Yeah.
There's such a show aspect to it that what I think is
Yeah,
like, you know
it's
how you
showmanship.
you know how you're saying it started like people started moving away from it because of the porn industry.
Yeah.
Well, we got to a point where the porn industry is almost oversaturated. Where
Yeah.
everyone's seeing the nastiest shit fucking imaginable by this point. So people want to see something that doesn't feel dirty, that there's a show aspect to it. So that
Yeah, it's just like we've already come so far. Like, what more is there to explore with sexuality, especially. Like, I mean, I'm like the only woman in this room.
Yes.
Yes!
Yeah. Well, we have some behind the curtains,
Yeah.
but yes, for what's in this table, yes, you are.
Yeah, so they just want to see a different side to women where, you know, it's even like approachable for everybody and anybody, and yeah, it just takes it out of what we like. A lot of people think that strip clubs and burlesque like never associated with each other, or they try to, you know, shame one thing and rise up another, but really like the history is so tied that it doesn't wow, that's smoke. Okay, yeah.
You done got the crazy contact high off the ashtray. But okay, so I've been noticing that, you know, when I did my little research and reading on this, I didn't realize that there's a community that is into burlesque, you know. And actually, I had never been to a burlesque show until I actually performed over there. Thank you very much, Rio, by the way.
Those shows are like the best.
Yeah,
We love those shows. We miss those shows so much. That place, that venue.
but when I first saw the show happen, the very first time I went out there, I was impressed by it. You know, I kind of like, you know, strip clubs for what they're worth now. I don't know what they were back in the days, but
Fish
for
market.
But there's a lot of wide varieties of strip clubs.
Yeah.
yeah, but I like the tease of it. You know, I like the tease. You know, like I don't see the girl completely naked, but at least it leaves me to imagination.
Yeah,
You
but,
know?
Sometimes
Just my imagination.
isn't
Again, like it doesn't really matter. Like there's no point in comparing it really and saying one thing's better.
It's
than the
two
other.
separate things
It's not
altogether
the same.
nowadays.
It's not the same though. I think,
Yeah, it's
like I
not.
said, the burlesque show is more entertaining, man. I see a little comedy going on. I see, you know, somebody.
Yes,
Is that
it's
traditional?
variety.
Yeah,
Is that
I like
traditional
it.
though, to have comedy in a burlesque
Yes,
show?
it is. I know
Yeah.
that.
Look up two
Totally.
movies that she introduced me to by this
You
guy
can
named
just
Irving
go on
Claw.
YouTube, and if you're
Teaserama.
interested in it,
Teaserama
It used to be a
and
play
Stripperama.
at first,
And
right?
those
It used to
two
be like
classic
not
movies.
play,
Like
it's
a little
just
comedy
like-
skit
and like
type
a
of
That
thing.
whole
Right.
time where they
Yeah.
reclaimed
comics
everything and
would
they took
come
a
up
porn and burned it.
a
like-
lot of like
and-
comics that like Jackie Gleason and all them, they all got
Comedy,
their start
music,
in
striptease.
burlesque.
Yo,
Yeah.
I would have been back there in the Catskills, like in the 1890s at the burlesque show, like yeah, see what's up with these hoes.
You get kicked out for that type of stuff. But hey, it's entertaining.
He's got no coin, that cunt.
Real, you were mentioning real quick 2 movies there that are in reference to burlesque.
Yeah, so if you turn me on to a lot of stuff in burlesque, I'm traditionally a poet, actor, comic, clown, right? Like I do a little bit of everything and I sing and shit. She brought me into the world of burlesque and she was like, yeah, we are the people creating the scene again. I'm like, yeah, I feel it, you know, because when I was in high school in the 90s, that was just after dinosaurs for you millennials.
Oh, wait.
Shortly after.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, oh wait, my apologies on before you continue.
The M word.
We had an issue a few episodes ago
my mamamos.
where they don't,
mamamos.
where they're
For you
not comfortable
mamamos
with
out
that
there.
term.
Yeah.
Like we can't use the term apparently millennials, buddy.
How about memables?
We
Because
not-
they all like memes.
Nah, we just skip
Memeables?
it.
They
Young
just
men.
don't. They don't want to be confused
Yeah,
about.
Let's call them
being-
memables.
They don't
No.
feel like they're millennials.
Look,
We've
don't
already went through
rejectify
this.
us like
They're
that.
like, we don't eat
Don't
avocado
rejectify
toast.
us.
We
what?
cut jobs for that type of shit.
Right.
Look, John,
Don't
you can't-
analectify
you
us
can't-
like
don't
that.
even bring up the topic, alright? You look like fucking a lobster outside of its shell.
Thank you. I just
He roasted your ass tonight.
Look,
He on the road on your
I'm gonna be
ass.
honest. I was just trying to clear something, but see how they feel with the word.
We pissed.
Describe the scene now. John Everyman slowly reaches over the table towards the crazy Viking Inca.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that.
Menacing.
I'm gonna grab that Vinco over there.
I think he just roasted the
Listen.
shit out of you right now for no reason.
They're very sensitive. Apparently, Mateo quit a job today for being called buddy.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
He did. Explain it.
Alright, that wasn't today. That was on Monday. But
That was on Monday.
The days go by so fast in Miami, it doesn't matter.
Don't call me buddy. He told the dude one time, he's like, I'm not your buddy. Don't call me buddy.
they
The dude-
just said, "Oh, just I was late because I didn't know I had to be in." And they're like, "Just make it by 6:30, buddy." I don't fuck with being called buddy. I'm not your buddy. Don't make me anything of yours. Who the fuck do you think I am?
Oh my god.
Quit his job for real.
I just never showed up again.
Hey, your buddy.
I love this. Man.
So real. Just to kind of cap off what we were trying to say there, real quick
Right.
about the movies.
Marijuana affects the memory.
No, I'm pretty good at keeping us a little tight ship here. But what were you saying about that with those two movies?
So she turned me on to the burlesque scene in general and into some of the history and looking up names and looking up movies, right?
Right.
And so what's the story behind Irving Klaw's movies?
So
He
Real's,
became a...
alright, so Real's talking about Teaserama and Stripperama.
Right.
These are the two of the only films that are left
Survived.
made by a director called Irving Klaw,
Okay.
and he worked with Betty Page, which was a pinup.
Mm-hmm.
And Tempest Storm.
Anyway,
and-
he got into a lawsuit. He used to make like, which I guess is like would be considered like kind of like porn of that time.
Okay.
But it was all. Oh, can you hear me? Hi, can you hear
There
me?
you go. You can get closer. Don't be afraid of the mic, guys. If you guys need to get it right,
Yeah,
we
I'm
can
like,
hear you a
I'm
lot better.
projecting.
You sound at a distance. We got noise back here. This is still technical difficulties flowing left and right.
So okay.
Yo, I'm gonna make a spin-off podcast called that.
So.
Technological difficulties.
So anyway, Irving Klaw was this director. He made these two films, Stripperama, Teaserama. He made several other films. He used to do a lot of photography of pretty girls in lingerie, sometimes like dominatrix fetish kind of stuff. Anyway, he got sued in the 1950s by a boy's family who ended up committing suicide, and they found in his closet pictures from this photographer, filmmaker,
sure.
and the parents blamed the photography on
his suicide.
his
On the boy's suicide.
because the boy
Okay.
had like some pictures of like girls in like fetish outfits,
Right.
like tied up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he died of, what do you call that when you're choking yourself?
Asphyxiation.
Yes,
asphyxiation.
erotic asphyxiation.
You don't know when
Really?
you're coming or going.
Didn't the
So-
guy that did
Yeah.
Kill Bill do that? Oh, there we go. A little bit of burlesque video.
And
Okay.
this lady is, I mean, she still
still around,
performs,
man.
and she's like
She's still
70
around.
something.
She's 70 something. I'll watch her right now.
She's,
the way I'm looking
tall.
at this is that
Lightsome redhead, pale skin.
what
Black
this
lingerie.
is to Bang Bros is what I Love Lucy is to Chappelle's show.
Oh wow,
That's
look
pretty
at that.
good. But yeah, she had the package, man.
And look at her,
For the
she's just,
50s.
she's
Oh,
like,
no,
she's,
she's banging.
making a bed.
And that's all she's doing. But for back in that time, you were
That-
like, that was so hot!
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
For the rock!
I'm not gonna lie. Like
if someone is making my bed in that, I mean my bed is on the floor.
I'm not gonna lie. I get turned on by watching women like make couches. Like
Make houses.
yeah, like that's pretty much a turn on.
Like being a
You mean
construction
clean?
worker?
Yeah, like hey baby.
So for the record, John Everyman gets turned on by
Anyway,
chick construction
yeah,
workers.
So what we're watching Teaserama. All these films were burned to the ground or seized by the police. And so there's
the federal
so
government.
anything that you can
Yeah.
watch on YouTube now is because somebody kept it in their closet, and eventually somebody
Yo,
found
This
it.
is very good kept quality
Shout out
because
to
this is
she's doing reverse
Teaserama.
This is
Teaserama.
This is Teaserama.
Okay.
She's doing a reverse strip. She's waking up, making the bed,
Whoa.
getting dressed.
Right. Well, burlesque has changed,
Which is just as hot
since
as
then,
going
but-
backwards.
Well, I guess my question
Yeah,
to you.
yo, this is what Alexa's doing to you all day while you're chilling at the house because no one's there.
Look at that. I think I see a nipple.
Alexa's out there going full Teaserama.
I think I'm watching this later on tonight. Teaserama.
I bet you is watching this shit.
Oh, you know I am.
So is that why that bitch is laughing out loud all the time?
So let me ask you a question. What's your opinion on the movie Moulin Rouge?
I mean, it's a good film.
It's
a-
about
Was it a
Women.
good depiction? Is that burlesque? I've never seen the movie.
It's Baz Luhrmann, dude. He's a director with a very particular style. Very
Sure.
particular
They,
style.
yeah, they do some burlesque, but I guess, well, historically, the first kind of burlesque that happened was like can-can dancing. So women would do can-can dancing, and they just wouldn't wear underwear, which is why it was scandalous.
What is can dancing?
It's all right. So you got the YouTube open. Go ahead now.
Can
Let's look up some
Can
can-can dance.
dancing. Is that how you say it? Can like two cans.
George, you want to do the can?
Okay. Yeah,
Come on,
George.
let's make it so we have skirts. Let me show
Hey.
you.
Hey, George.
So if we had skirts, get up. If we had skirts, right?
It's
Uh-huh.
like that.
Imagine we had like long ass skirts. You and me. We had long ass skirts. So this is
Right.
All right, so
can-can,
we're having
right? So
some
pick up
can-can
the skirt,
dancing, and yeah.
Can I see?
Pick up the skirt like this. Look at the cooch, right? but it's just frontal. You're not getting any of the action. So they would go.
Look, we have a
it's
we have a
like-
watch your video.
Ah, like those Vegas girls.
Yeah, like a Vegas.
Oh, there we go. See, there's a video on it right
As
there.
an audience member, right?
Yo, I feel like this is the most educational episode
It
show
is.
thus far.
I'm telling you,
Get your
episode
can.
10. Episode 10 is filled with educating people. That's what we're gonna do.
Highly
We're
educational.
gonna
So-
know all about nudity.
So let me ask
Oh,
a
they're all wearing
question.
underwear. What a shame.
Let me ask you guys a question then. Burlesque, is it something that an average couple could do at home, like to, in a form of, I guess, freakiness,
Yo, you don't think you sing that good, like to be doing some shit like that, or like act that good? I don't think so. Yo, most people.
Would you do
So you're saying that
would
his
you
stripping
do
would be-
role
Oh, no,
playing
I
of burlesque in your house?
I mean, it depends who's doing it. There's some people I'm like, yo, I'm
girl, I
not
would
even trying to hear
hope.
accent trying to do burlesque. You saying like it's not happening.
Do you guys do that stuff at home?
We do not strip for each other. It's
Not normally, no.
It's usually very much like we're either both walking around naked or we're both about to get dressed. That's how.
Okay. So you guys don't do that stuff at home. You guys don't try your own performances
If
at home.
she gave me $100 every time, I would do it, and then vice versa. But then
Yeah,
it's
Rio
it's the
Lee
same
does it
$100
for money.
Hey,
So,
listen.
yo, you gotta pay for that.
Hey, you could do it like in cryptocurrency. We learned that there's such a value called Monero. We learned that there's a thing called You would have to listen like to episode 4 of the Everyman show to learn what Monero
will.
is.
I will
And
listen back.
That's the one place where you'll probably learn the most about it. Alright, don't Google it. Just learn about it on the Everyman show. That's how
Exactly.
you get crypto rich.
We're an educational show out here. But would you suggest that that couples try to do some burlesque
Can I
like
chime in real
acts
quick?
at
Because
home?
she has a great answer for this, but I don't know. But I would say that burlesque is about being fun, right? And like feeling your own sexy, right? Like
Right.
no matter what you're like, getting past body shaming, getting past the world's view, getting right.
It's like saying,
So it's just about like, yo, I feel good right now. Check this out, and doing it, whatever it is, singing it, dancing it, stripping it, naked
Right.
or not.
Yeah, yo.
It's just doing it. To me, that's
Mr.
what-
Goodnight kink shames people. Because he makes fun of people that like animated porn.
But do you think it's
I
something
mean-
that?
I mean,
But Sophia, let me ask.
Yeah.
Do you feel that it's something that people should try at home? That women should try for their men? Try to do some burlesque acts at home? What does
Yeah,
it
why
take?
not?
I guess.
Yeah,
to
why
do
not?
burlesque? Burlesque.
I think so, right? Like
I think in concept we
I always,
explained
I
it.
always wonder about that because I've taught burlesque classes a lot, and a lot of the women that come into the class want to learn how to like personify something greater than what they feel their sexuality is.
You know what? Explain that to me, because burlesque. You explain the basic concept that it's something
Wait,
of
I think that's pretty interesting.
stripper
though.
tease.
So it's almost like they try to do something different than what they've done with their sexuality.
Yeah, like a lot of women, like obviously, right? Women are very uncomfortable
Right.
in their bodies a lot of times. They get a lot of mixed messages from the media
Yeah,
or whatever.
like
Or even from what men like. Like sometimes women think that men don't like a certain thing, and that's not necessarily true, Like
Right.
oh, yo, there's girls that think they don't look good, and I'm like, nah, you're banging, and they're like shy about that shit. I'm like, yo, don't be shy. Like I fuck with that shit. Like,
Right?
that's
You see
how
what I'm
men-
saying? Some guys like some of that
I
stuff,
fuck with, like the girls that are thick, that they think they're fat and shit. I'm like, nah, like I need some stretch mark in there. Like if there's no stretch marks,
I'm
you
with you.
lying about being thick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm with you.
that's not think that's Rubbermaid.
Exactly.
No, and whatever. But
Nah, and that, I'm not a good driver. I need dents and scratches on that shit.
You know what? Give us something that would be simple for couples to do at home if they wanted to try to do this little burlesque thing, man.
What I always like aim for in my class is like, I think a lot of people think that, like, or a lot of women maybe think that they come into a class like, oh, it's one thing. Like, I want to learn the moves that are gonna make me sexy or make me more attractive.
Right.
But what I always end up teaching people is that I could teach you this, like I could teach you how to take your shirt off slowly, and like it's gonna be amazing.
Right.
Because of the process behind it.
Right.
Because you know, there is something in delaying gratification. I mean, like, the best gratification comes from delaying your pleasure. That's just, like, I mean...
Like
you
a
know.
slow tease.
Yeah, just, you know, like, there's something in the chase, you know?
That's why when I tell girls it takes me a while to get it up.
But...
Then that dick pill kicks
Yeah,
in.
you just need pills.
Bam, baby.
Like, I could teach you
Midnight.
how to remove an item of clothing, like, you know, or
Jacket,
whatever. Like,
tie,
there's like a lot of
pants.
boa
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, and there's probably
Right.
like a
But-
biological response because men are idiots. So like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see a titty. I'm gonna see a titty. Oh, the titty didn't come, but the titty's coming though. The titty's
Come on,
coming, though.
titty. Come on, titty.
But really, what I end up teaching is like how to feel comfortable with yourself,
Right.
you know, and how to like really feel like in the moment with yourself and empowered enough to make that connection with someone else, through the art of stripping. You know?
Right. Right.
Whatever.
Stripping without completely
Or strip-
taking it off because
strip
burlesque
teasing,
apparently they
teasing.
don't take it off.
Yeah, I mean, we
you
get
take it
down
off.
to
Yeah, but
pasties
I mean-
and
Eventually.
string.
They're
Pasties
going
and a
to.
G-string.
Yeah.
You get down to pasties and a G-string. I don't
Yeah.
want
Right.
pasties. I'm too furry.
So,
You
But,
know what? I like.
I
or a
do
merkin.
G-string.
I was
Or a
reading.
merkin. Explain. Hold on. Explain to these dilettantes.
Yeah, teach us some
A
terms
merkin.
here in burlesque.
A merkin is like underwear without underwear. All right. It's basically
We're
a
gonna
patch
YouTube merkin
that gets
some.
glued onto the front to cover the front, and a little patch that goes over the back. Think about it as like dental floss meets T-bone
Or
steak.
I think like
designed
I
from,
love
like,
acts
cartoons.
where you actually like the girls actually take off like their underwear or something,
Right.
And they just are so good at like posing their body where you can't even see anything, and
Right.
it's just like, oh my god,
Oh,
wow.
that's dope. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
it's you know what? It's
You
about
look-
creativity.
It's the art of artistic footballs because you just
Come out to a burlesque show. You're gonna give out all your tips, all your dollars, and walk out with blue balls. Okay.
I was reading.
That's why you bring a date. You know?
yeah.
Yeah, so you could get them in the mood,
Exactly.
right? You get them in the mood by going over there and
that's-
saying, "Look, I didn't see that girl naked."
Like like a burlesque show is like great for first dates or couples or whoever.
That,
'Cause,
oh,
like-
that's the
Divorce
first date
parties?
spot. That's the first date
Divorce
where it's
parties?
like, yo, I'm trying to fuck you soon.
Exactly.
Do you have a divorce party? Do you want to celebrate? Come out to burlesque dinner party. We'll steal your date or give you 2 or 3.
Who are the more typical people's going? Is it more couples or groups of people? Like who typically goes?
The whole spread. We have older couples who are regulars and they're from the neighborhood and they show
I think
up.
it's a
And
lot of couples and like groups
tourists.
of people.
We get tourists. We get people that work across the street at the Coppertone building.
No, he just means like generally.
yeah,
generally,
well, who's your average?
We get
what do you
generals, sergeants, privates.
right.
We got a whole lot of privates getting
Generally,
exposed.
It's a lot of couples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of people like in the LGBT community, you know, like gay
Really?
men, they love the costumes.
We get old Cubans that are not conservative and right-wing Republicans.
And,
Really?
Those
and
are
you
rare.
know what? A lot
They're
of
rare.
women, because women want to, I think they just want to see like, they like get into the whole like fantasy like on stage like. they're
That's
like,
what
"Wow,
I'm
look at this
saying.
girl,
It's
she's
something
so
very
in
sensual
charge
about
of-"
it, right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
is the
it is.
body?
It's
What is
fun
the
for
body?
everybody.
The body is sexual. So why can't we look at it as whatever it is?
It's like being like a slutty Disney princess, you know.
How, yeah.
I think that's what women do.
That's funny.
Not really slutty, but like
Yeah, we
necessar-
get it, we get it.
necessarily.
We
you
do.
know.
Yeah, but
To
in the
every- there's
viewpoint of a
something for
Disney
everyone,
princess,
yeah.
yeah.
When I was reading the New Times article about this, there was a term that they used that I guess is commonly used in the burlesque community: reviews. What are reviews?
So a review is a variety show, and that's what that means, and that's how burlesque shows were built. You know?
Right.
So it always had comedy or like sideshow.
Fucking circus
And-
act. Who knows? Just a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Right, I
A
heard there's
comedian,
even
a
some
musician,
acrobats going that take
Totally.
place in some of these shows.
A dance number, like a duet, whatever.
Really, what do you guys typically do as New Moon River Cabaret?
Did you just say Noon River?
Yeah, I'm
Cabaret?
a little slurred. You're gonna
What
have to
fucking
accept
river
that.
do you give a fuck about at noon at all? It's the one about the
Listen.
moon with the river over the river and the moon.
When you're
Come on.
slurred, you're just slurred.
You
Okay.
fucking up their name and all.
I'm drinking some Irish whiskey on top of Irish beer.
Our shows are pretty like.
Exactly.
Sorry,
Oh, so
that was the dolphin on fucking Everyman's arm
Right.
talking to me off of his
It's the dolphin from Ace Ventura.
his Latin cafe like
Tattoo
placemat.
But just to be clear, it's the Moon River Cabaret. Thank you very much. I am
He's like,
working
wait.
on it. That is right.
What? Why?
But as the Moon River, you know, fuck me up. Moon River Cabaret. Tell me about it. I saw you guys were. Well, tell me the story of Moon River Cabaret here for a minute.
Oh, like our story. Okay.
Right. Tell me about it. I understand that both of you
you
are the
go,
founders
you
of it, right?
Well, I've been doing
Yo.
burlesque for like a decade. Oh.
How lame would Ace Ventura be if instead of Dan Marino, it was Ryan Tannehill?
Look, man, leave my Dolphins alone this week. I think they lost half the team, and we're not trying to do that.
I mean,
Well, like in another bus accident over the ecstasy and the drivers.
They
No,
lost so many people.
Oh, wrong
over
team.
there. Yeah, I don't want to.
sorry.
I don't want to go over there. Just
It
go,
just sounded so Miami. I was
go,
like, what?
go Las Vegas Raiders. Exactly right. I was waiting for that face. But tell me about it, Moon River Cabaret. Like, when did you guys start? How did this come about? How did you even get inspired to be a burlesque girl? Like, how does that even happen? How does a girl just wake up one day
Man,
and say,
slow
"I
the
wanna be a
fuck
burlesque
down.
girl"?
That's like 20 questions.
Why are you a host? Why are these two in here?
I am not a hoe, for the record.
How many Walters do I have left?
Hey, just
We're
spit the
all
cat.
sorry.
Shut the fuck up. and let
Sorry, I
people
just went
talk.
crazy. No, but seriously, I don't know. Start wherever you feel like I went off.
well, we're called Moon River Cabaret because he's Rio and I'm Sophia Luna. So, yeah, Moon River. I mean, it's a song.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rio,
He's like, yeah.
Luna. I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
even catch
we
on
got it.
Yeah.
You guys, did you guys know that beforehand?
I mean, no, but I got it.
All right, then.
As it was brought
Shut
up.
the fuck up.
See?
Tripping over there.
No, you
Boy,
trip.
it's shining like it's vinyl.
I love how
Yeah.
there's an ashtray in front of me and I see it and I go to put the thing out in the ashtray and I don't.
That's all right. We're all janitors here after the show. So, so yeah, tell us the story of Moon River Cabaret.
I don't know. I think Rio just like, well, we met and I used to do aerials, so I used to
Hang
from
up.
the ceiling of
Hang down.
buildings and like do acrobatics and stuff.
You were an acrobatic artist?
You know what the lira is? It's a metal hoop. It's a fucking ginormous hula hoop made out of metal hanging
Yeah, I
straight
see.
down
I know what that is.
from a huge... Okay, so when we first met... Do you mind? I'm going to go there. So,
Okay.
I'm on camera
Let's
working
go.
for
It sounded like the whole entire
AV
scene.
company. It's for a benefit charity show at a mansion in Southwest Ranches.
Okay. Nice area.
And I'm on headset. I'm one of the DSLRs rolling around, getting
Mm-hmm.
good shots and cutting. And
So yeah,
They're
he's,
live
he's
mixing.
like recording.
He's recording you,
filming. Yeah, he's filming the whole night. It's like a
and
live
you're
stream.
and you're in this. What was that again?
It was a Halloween party, like a masquerade ball.
Okay, and you're doing the whole big hula hoop thing,
Yeah.
majig thing,
Anyway,
Hanging from-
we met that night,
10 feet
and
up.
hanging from 10 feet up.
eventually I told him, I was like, oh, I'm actually a burlesque dancer. That's pretty much like my full-time job. And then I thought like, oh, maybe he's gonna think that's weird or something. And he's like, oh, that's
Luckily
awesome.
for you, he's weird.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know. Little did I know.
Right.
But so he came out to the show, and then eventually we just like, cause he does like open mics.
shouldn't anymore.
He's an actor, all this stuff. Eventually, we just like naturally like decided to collaborate.
Okay, and you guys just formed the Moon River Cabaret at that point.
Yeah.
I've been hosting, she's been performing, and we
We're
both
like, oh, this
co-produce
makes sense.
shows.
How many years you guys been
True.
at this?
4 years?
4 years, yeah.
4 years? Wow. And New Times Miami recognized you guys as the #1 best burlesque night to see in all of South Florida. You guys beat out 3 counties. including Monroe.
We
That's
beat out a
4.
few venues that we're like envious of that are beautiful.
Yeah,
But
man.
we do our own thing, and it's very original, and we both contribute to creating.
Yeah, we have a
New-
show
new
every
shit.
third Thursday. It's at the Vagabond Kitchen and Bar on Biscayne Boulevard.
Here in Miami, right?
Yeah.
73rd.
Where have you guys been? Have you guys been? Have you toured? Have you taken it outside of South Florida? Their burlesque?
Yeah, I mean, we tour all over Florida. We went to Colorado in the summer.
Nice. You
You
guys did a
know,
show out there.
yeah.
How'd that go?
We might go to New York next.
Really?
That's the idea.
So
Is it being recognized? This burlesque thing, is it being more recognized throughout nationally, or is it just something that's brewing down here in South Florida?
no, I mean, there's not as much burlesque. I mean, I guess there is, but there's more burlesque all over the country.
Right.
But
So
there
this
is in
is
South
something that
Florida.
goes on.
We're the very few. Like
yeah,
when I
think
met
people
Sophia,
like it.
and she introduced me to the scene. Sorry, it's a small scene.
A very
In South
exclusive
Florida.
scene. It's not
But-
small.
Yeah,
It's
it's
exclusive. Is
But-
where
but
it's
then
at
you-
right
but
now.
then you go.
Exclusive.
But then you go throughout the country, and it's so more prevalent everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
You get a
but
better
not-
following out there.
No, there's just a lot more performers everywhere outside of here. So
Really?
we have like the creme de la creme, which is why we ask for the rates that we do, and we feel like there should be an idea of burlesque performance is the same as any other performance, except it has the risque.
Right.
That gets its merit. There you go.
But it has an art to it. You know, when I read you
course.
guys do.
There's nerdlesque, there's brolesque, there's boylesque.
I saw you guys also won third. I guess third place there with the Shameless Burlesque, right? How many forms of burlesque are there? Is it just do what you want type of thing?
Is there different levels of shame? Like you order your burlesque show, you're like, yo, I want my burlesque show shameless.
Right. I'm in the
And
mood
then-
for some shameless burlesque
Out in
tonight.
Davie or some shit, they're like, I want to be ashamed of myself.
Wait a second. Let me ask you a question. When I performed with you guys, was I at the Shameless Burlesque then?
At Vino's?
At Vino's?
No, I was at the one in Coconut Grove. Vino's?
Vino's.
Is that
Yeah.
Vino's?
God
Okay,
damn,
sorry.
you said
I'm
it like 3 times.
sorry about that. I'm not that.
Hey, he's
uh,
listening to
Wait,
that
bullshit.
tattoo on his arm.
Right.
He told
But
it 3 times.
is that the Shameless one?
No, that was one of our shows, Moon River.
Okay, I thought for a second, including me, there must have been some Shameless involved. So I
I
was
bet.
like, okay,
Well,
that makes
you
more
were
sense if
very
I was at the
shameless.
Shameless.
You
right,
were
You like
shameless.
pulled your pants down.
right.
Oh,
Well,
you got into burlesque like that?
No, he did his like, hey,
No, he
hey,
was
look,
drunk.
look how my penis still looks just like Pitbull.
yes. You know what? Now that he mentions
And
it,
he had
I know
little
exactly
glasses
what
and
you're
shit
referring
on
to.
his feet. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, they should, when they make Armani suit condoms.
You know what? I thought for a second there, I was like, what is he talking
buy 'em.
about?
I
But
would
yes, you're right. You're right. I
Damn,
do.
you
I do
stupid,
kind
man.
of metaphorically pull my pants down. You are correct. I appreciate you for reminding me of that. I guess my shows are kind of shameless. So Rio,
Yes,
you my
ma'am.
friend.
Sir.
I know you're not a burlesque. What's the proper term, by the way? Before I say this, is it burlesque dancer? Is that what you call them, or burlesque dancer?
I
Because
don't
there's
know. I
stripper. We call them a stripper.
I think it has the rules of. I think it has the rule of scatological thought in jazz, the same way that like ebonics exists.
Uh-huh.
So you can be like, yeah, I'm a fucking burly Q thing,
Oh, yeah,
burler,
burlesque
burly.
performer.
Is that
It
what you
doesn't
prefer?
matter.
What's the proper
I'm a
term to call
stripper.
you?
Yeah, I'm an Sophia
lot-
is the enigmatic.
Hey, look, that's a burlesque stripper.
Ecdesiast.
Is that what I call
The
it?
word is. Am I
Oh,
saying
that,
it
yeah,
correctly?
the word is ecdesius. So that
Ecdesiast.
Adesius.
so that means somebody who sheds their skin, and that was when. I know so much like useless burlesque history, but I guess it's
But that's
useful.
what we're here to do. We're here to let people know
It's
that
not
burlesque
useless.
Yeah,
exists.
it's useful.
You go and learn
Hey,
something.
this is the burlesque episode. So
Yeah.
usually it'd be minutia,
Right.
but now it's not.
Exactly. I don't even know what that meant right now.
Right now, so you're saying
planet Venusia,
just
where only Mateo lives.
Yeah, Mateo's just showing that he still goes to school, so he knows these words that his professors told him all day when he took down notes.
yo, you think I write notes?
Oh, you guys record them or something?
I show
Play 'em
up
back
on
on
test day, and then if I don't know the answer, I just write a joke.
I love minutia. I will use this one day on a podcast.
No, that's the regular ass word.
Oh my god, man!
We can start talking about anti-disestablishmentarianism and shit if you about that.
It's a great word. It's a great word. It's a great word.
But real, I guess.
But the desestablishmentarianism without the anti,
You know,
it still sounds the same.
what you call it?
Hey, so let me
Yeah,
ask you guys a question. What is it that you do, real? Like, cause I see you open, but are you? What do we call you? The host, the
Sophia
MC?
just looked at me and she laughed at me, and I'm like,
Are you a burlesque dancer too? Like,
so
what do
I'm
you
just
do?
the river in
Hold
the
up.
name? Like I'm not anything?
Yeah, cause we just learned about the moon. Now we need to learn about the river.
What do I do? What do I do?
Yo, noodles, Bluetooth thing.
Yeah, Bluetooth 'em. But go ahead.
Go
What do
fucking get 'em, noodles.
but what do you do?
I don't know. I fuck around a little bit, all right, you motherfucker.
Sorry, that was my Joe Pesci coming out. It's like Tourette's.
Hold on a second.
right,
what am I listening to, Mateo?
So I'm the character. I'm the
MC
character
by
in the company.
KRS-One.
Who is this?
The song The MC by KRS-One.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, what am I hearing? That's why sometimes headphones are needed, my friend. I heard something coming in. I was like, I don't know
Oh,
what's
because
going
he's
on.
doing stuff with the stuff and the things.
Sometimes they do that. Don't worry about it. You're good. But go ahead. Tell me about you. What is it that you do outside of... are you the host? Are you the MC? Are you the burlesque master? Like, what do we refer to you as? Or what do you do?
People normally just assume that Rio like owns all the bitches. In
Oh
the
yeah,
show.
for some reason.
Right,
yeah,
like
they-
he's like the ringmaster
because
pimp. He's like the
the most
burlesque
well-dressed
pimp.
girls.
He's the most well-dressed motherfucker here who's got really tight connections with all these ladies that are taking their clothes off. For
He
you.
must be
Yo,
the
I
burlesque
think,
pimp.
He must be selling these bitches tonight, and I want to know his name. Nobody remembers my name.
Do you get invited to the Players Ball?
Like Reno goes and he comes up in his tuxedo, like, "Hey, what's going on? Is this a 2018 Players Ball?" Yes, this is me.
He doesn't have a pimp cup. He got a pimp
I got
glass.
4 horses, 2 slaves, and a goat.
And then they go, "Now coming up for the winner of the Latino Pimp Award down in the southern region, let's give it up, Real Dios Mio. Come up here, motherfucker. You the winner of this year's pimp."
Oh my god.
But what is it that you do? How do we refer to someone like you when we see you at
I
a
don't
show?
know. I all I have to say is that
Right. Exactly.
I don't know what the fuck I do with this company.
So you don't even know anymore. You're just someone that shows up and looks at Sophia and she goes, "What do I do today?" You
They
do
just
this.
hand me a microphone
Exactly.
and they're like, describe the moment that is about to happen for those.
How do you like to be referred to when someone sees you? What do you want them? How do you feel you need to be referred to in your position of this?
Senor.
Senor. Okay, so you're the senor of the night.
Senor River.
Right, so it's Senor River. Opening the show, Senor River. So,
Yo,
you know,
that'd be so. Yo, if I had a burlesque
think I got
company,
too drunk for this
you would
interview.
have to refer to me as Bichote.
should we help you come up with like a proper title so when you do burlesque? Because, you know, I know that there's no proper references, but when someone looks at someone and be like, "Oh, look, he's the burlesque host, and she's the burlesque stripper," sort of.
Well, I am known as Miami's bad boy of burlesque.
You have an interesting history. Like I said, we know you, man. I know you host many things. You're the former host of Churchill's, which I miss you out there terribly. You are the host on Wednesday nights for Words and Wine, correct?
Yeah, my brother and I host that by weekend.
Yes, man.
But every week.
Shout out to
We
your
just switch it
brother,
up.
man. How's he doing? Everything
He's
good?
great, man. He's been working with, I know it's going to sound weird for those of you who don't know who they are, from Colombia, the Crack family.
Okay.
And they're like the Wu-Tang of fucking Colombia.
All right.
They're fucking wicked. Like 6 or 7 of them.
That seems like a dime a dozen out here in Miami sometimes.
Yes, but in Colombia, it's a necessity.
Okay.
It's a business.
All right. But you're more like just a host then, basically, when you do all
But
these
see,
events.
I don't know what that means. So like, I put everything that I do, that I have as a talent, into the shows that Sophia books and really looks at and says, is this a good cast, or is this the cast that's going to work for this idea, or who are the best candidates for this kind of idea? So, for me, it's about I DJ it verbally on the mic. That's master of ceremonies.
So you're pretty much the MC.
I sing, I dance. Sometimes
Right.
I take my clothes off.
Okay. So you're something of a male burlesque dancer. Have you ever had to do that? You ever had to take off your clothes in the show or something?
Oh no, I strip. I've
You strip?
Yeah.
On the show? On the burlesque show?
Not normally.
Not normally?
But, on my own, I have.
On your own. I would hope that's somewhere that's not on the street, right? Or on the stage.
That has been known to happen, but I don't get paid for those, so I don't talk about it.
Okay. So we'll probably leave it there, but you've done some male stripping apparently. Okay, but is that typical that there's male burlesque dancers? Is that something that happens?
Look it up.
Yeah,
boylesque. Yeah.
Boylesque. Okay, that is a thing then.
Yeah, there's some of that too. That's happening.
So
now.
burlesque kind of caters to all
people.
Yeah, all people, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Boylesque is becoming a thing, I guess, too. But yeah, there's all kinds of
forms of burlesque.
Yeah, there's all kinds of acts you can catch. I mean, there's so much variety in it.
What can someone expect going to a Moon River Cabaret burlesque show?
As Moon River Cabaret, you can always expect a really dynamic, interactive, crazy show. I mean, remember our shows at Vino's? People would just fucking, like, wild out. Like, they would just get so drunk and, like, throw money everywhere.
What's the craziest thing someone's done?
At a burlesque show?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
I don't remember any of that. I was staring at boobs and butts
on
the whole
stage,
time.
like bachelorette parties that just start trying to like take over the show, or
people have jumped and tried to interrupt your shows.
People break glasses and they like. One time at a show, somebody just like fell off their chair onto like the stage. They were so drunk, they just like.
They just fell in the middle of one of your performances?
No, that was at Vino's, actually.
At Vino's.
And that was during one of your performances?
Yeah, I like came up to her and I was like,
oh, it was a girl.
And then she's like, I love you. And then she just like fell over and like.
Oh my God.
Onto the floor, like.
Did you keep going?
Yeah, of course. I was like, oh, okay.
All right, well, let's keep going with the show. She'll be all right. Someone just sweep her off.
Yeah, her boyfriend picked her up, but.
That's got to be interesting, man. I don't
really
think anything happened during one of my shows. I think you guys had some very regular people. People do get into it.
You was on the show. How the hell you?
Have you guys all been to a burlesque show?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Nah, I haven't.
You haven't? We got to take Mateo then to one of your burlesque shows. But what do you guys do? Because I was reading there's different type of themes. What type of themes do you guys give out when you do your Moon? Do you guys switch them up, or do you have like a certain?
I mean, we do pretty classic burlesque mostly.
Yeah.
Like just really straightforward, like kind of striptease shows, with a lot of classic music and sexy and stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. What type of classic music do you use?
It's a lot of it's a lot of like rock, blues, and like jazz. A lot of jazz music kind of stuff, but we call it bump and grind. That's what it's actually called.
But not the R. Kelly bump and grind.
No, definitely not. Not that. Shit.
Would you use that song, R. Kelly bump and grind?
I mean, if I was doing burlesque for like a senior citizens one, yeah.
You would use R. Kelly bump and grind in the senior citizens home for burlesque?
Well,
I don't see nothing wrong, and she just comes down.
They just do Step in the Name of Love.
I think that is so cheesy. So cheesy.
That's evil.
Ignition.
Let me hear the choo choo. Let me hear the beep beep.
Like why?
Oh shit!
I was listening to that song the other day driving to a show in St. Petersburg, and I was like, "This song is so fucking terrible."
You think it's terrible?
Like an ignition? What? Really?
Do you guys feel horrible listening to an R. Kelly song
I
now?
mean, that and it's let me put my key in your ignition. That shit is
what is that?
I'm the gate master.
Like when you make a song like that and then you find out he might be some sort of predator, and it kind of makes sense.
Well, that's why the song sounds like a fucking nursery rhyme.
That's why we say choo choo and pee pee, because that's how you can get his age range going.
Yo, it could have been a children's book instead, though. So
yo, he came out on the Space Jam album, homie.
We sang that song in my elementary school graduation.
You sang it in your elementary school?
I didn't learn the lyrics, so I just mouthed it because I ain't never been paying attention to shit. Alright, don't ask me for anything. But we were supposed to sing at a graduation.
Really?
And I just moved my mouth.
Piece of you.
So you feel better about yourself not singing it now, huh?
Him lip
All right,
sync.
look. It was still in Space Jam. And I learned English watching Space Jam. So I just try to separate the art from the human being in the case of R. Kelly.
Oh man, Mr. Goodnight, what about you? You a R. Kelly fan?
Wow.
Are you a R. Kelly fan?
He white or black?
I'll leave it up to you. What do you want him to be? He can be whatever you want.
If he white, no.
If he's black,
Look, R. Kelly made Trapped in the Closet, alright? That man is a genius. And we should not slander him on this show. Okay, you know how Theo doesn't want us making fun of Richard Pryor, fucking Marlon Brando?
Oh,
we
my
should,
God.
We should do the same with R. Kelly.
Have some
yeah, we'll leave. Yeah, we should just leave that
was like
topic.
an opera and shit.
That guy's in so much shit
Yeah.
right now.
5
As
parts?
is.
No, what?
What
5 parts?
was
There's
that?
like 100 episodes. That shit is like an anime.
Hey, you know
There's
what?
a
I
midget.
learned the midget part. She was hilarious. You come out like cherry pie. Get your little short ass out. I'm gonna kick you in your fucking head. That's
Oh
hilarious.
shit. That should be a burlesque show. They should all just get naked. And R. Kelly is the host. I go to that
And
shit.
Kim
Hey,
Kardashian, executive producer.
And you know the funny thing is, when you think of burlesque show, when I first seen it, my first time going to see it, right? I was like, damn, when the girl was shaking their tatas with the little cup on it, I was like, damn, this shit remind me of like Austin Powers when the lady put out the machine gun to start shooting everybody. I was like, oh shit, it's some Austin Powers type shit. It was
Oh,
cool
yeah,
though.
the same era.
Yeah.
Yo, I know all the listeners are gonna be happy Theo's finally talking.
That's what I'm saying. You get a little R. Kelly and he'll come talking. You just gotta set him up with some bass sometimes.
He's back.
Sometimes we lose Mr. Goodnight in this show. He's very silent. He's just trying to slowly walk his way out of the show. That's what you're trying to do. Look, he's over there already trying to plan his travel plans out of here.
himself Mr. Goodnight.
Oh, yo, you see how Jay-Z's kind of buried those albums he made with R. Kelly though. Now.
Yeah, that's why he did that one. He said, "Ain't nobody can hear Fiesta anymore."
Yeah, like he went on tour with him, and he's like, "Nah, this guy got too many kids on this bus."
Nah, but
What's
no
wrong
lie
with
though,
him?
R. Kelly got a lot
Bus-
of R. Kelly got a lot of hits though.
Yo, R. Kelly's
does.
tour bus looks like
He's
the
got a lot of
school
charges.
bus.
Does he have as
But
many
he's sick.
kids as he does hits? That's the question.
What do you think he's got? More kids, hits, or charges?
Ah man, he
They
got
all
a
the
lot of
same.
hits, but maybe that's
he
how
might be
he
hitting
does it.
333.
That's how he celebrates every hit. He's like, damn, the Fiesta remix went platinum.
Yeah, but the thing is, when R. Kelly get in
Gotta
trouble,
ride by the high school.
listen, R. Kelly get in trouble, he always make like a gospel song right after. Like
Oh,
right
yeah.
after, yeah, he
That's-
does that. He's
Yeah,
smart.
and the gospel songs are so good.
Yeah, yeah.
He reminds you that God.
He was
is
trying to
the
play himself off
Like,
on that. That's how he was trying to
no,
help
he
his
do a good
charges
job.
out.
No one will remind you about God like a sinner.
Yeah, it's true.
That's probably a line his attorney used in court and whatnot. You know what? Let me get off this topic. So let me go back to you for a second, Sophia. Let me ask you, how did you end up becoming a burlesque girl? How did that come about for you?
I don't know. I guess I always wanted to take my clothes off for money professionally.
That's what I've always wondered. Right, that's a excellent segue. Great answer.
It's not even that complicated. I just when I love like old movies and things like that, and
Okay.
and you would see like a lot of showgirls, and that always called to me. But when I first like discovered burlesque, I was like maybe like 17 or something.
Right.
And I was like, that's fucking cool. I want to do that when I grow up. It seemed like amazing to me. And then, you know, I just living life and stuff. I started like go-go dancing in clubs and things like that.
So you did stripping?
I was a Hooters girl.
You were a Hooters girl too?
Yeah.
So you were on the perfect
And it was
perfect
so
trail for doing
boring
this.
to me. It was like so boring to me. Like
Right.
the whole like and then I went to my first burlesque show and I was like, I don't think I could do that, you know. I didn't think I could do it. It seemed like I felt shy about it.
Right.
And then one day I just was like, and I worked as a makeup artist for a long time. And then one day I just kind of was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. Like,
You were building your whole moment. If you didn't even realize that Hooters and stripping, that just kind of made a hybrid of you and makeup, and that just exploded to burlesque.
yeah,
That's what I think.
Not really. I think it was always.
Were you a cheerleader when
I
you
was
was
putting the pieces
in
together.
high school? Was you a cheerleader when you was in high school?
Oh no.
I thought we had something going on.
Can you
Little
Were you a
pattern.
cheerleader?
Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah,
imagine
no,
Johnny
nobody
Rockets?
liked me that much in high school.
Oh, you wasn't liked in high school?
I bet you money that every individual in this room right now or in this whole office building has some sort of distorted childhood growing up, like in high school too. You were the awkward social one. I could tell you that Mateo clearly was an awkward social kid in high school.
Yo, get the fuck out of here. In high school, I was cool with everybody. I played Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm sure you were cool with
And I was
everybody,
on the
but in an
basketball
awkward way.
Alright, look, I've been awkward my whole life. But I'm so good at being awkward that I'm the coolest awkward motherfucker alive.
I think
Wait, hold on.
in my first
Like,
10
you know
moments
what
of
it is?
meeting...
I sat on the back row of the short bus, you feel me?
Well, it's ironic that all three of us had that similar situation. That's how we bonded so well together to make this show happen. That's why I feel like when we lose Mr. Goodnight here, it's going to feel kind of off. But us short bus, yellow backseat riders, we stick together.
Hey, I actually was in the front
You were in the front?
and the
He
back
was
at
a
the same
cheerleader.
You
time.
were really horrible.
I had a helmet on too. I thought at first when I had the helmet on, I was like, "Damn, Mom!" I was mad at my mom because on the commercials they had like the dummies crashing into the goddamn, like the cars crashing into the, like the dummies crashing into the walls and shit. But they get paid for that shit. I was like, "Damn, I need to get paid too because I wear a helmet every day."
You know what? Real quick,
You know, it happens.
I got a segment we haven't done in a while. Craziest story of the week. So I'm in Publix, like on Wednesday this week.
That
and I'm
is
buying
pretty
some-
crazy.
That is. It is.
You could've went to
But it
Walmart.
gets crazier. While I'm in there buying groceries, I see a guy wearing a sweater. And he's got like this turtleneck sweater. And the turtleneck looks really like open wide, like it almost shows his shoulders, right?
So John was wearing a turtleneck.
There we go.
No. Hold on a second. The guy's also wearing some military pants. The sweater was olive green. He's wearing military pants, right? Cargo pants. He's also wearing some dirty ass, huge size 15 Under Armour sneakers.
So when did you get the Steph Currys?
That's what I thought they were, but I don't know if they were Steph Curry's. All I said is that I saw some Under Armour. I said, "Man, those are some big ass shoes. I wonder if they're Steph Curry's."
Yo, he got those probably at Marshall's.
Wait.
All these cool shoes there.
Wait,
No, Ross got the big.
Oh, Ross
it gets
got-
better. It gets better. He's wearing glasses. In the meantime, he's going down the back of the aisles and he's making a hand gesture where he's throwing his finger, like making a sign, like pointing to something. He keeps doing this. And he's doing this all the while wearing a helmet. The helmet had the painting of a Jedi Republic fighter. It had like the Jedi Republic spray painted on the helmet. And this guy walked around all the Publix wearing this helmet, looking like a Jedi fighter.
That was crazy this week.
I was like, look at that guy wearing the helmet. I said, I felt like I kind of related for a minute. It took me back to the short yellow bus days wearing the helmet. And it's kind of funny that Mr. Goodnight mentioned that.
Nah, you know what I used to do when I was a kid? I'd go to Walmart with my mom, escape, and then I'll chill in the toy aisle and I'll take a lightsaber out of the thing and I'll defend the toy aisle. So any fun toys come in there, bouncing those balls that are like 89 cents.
Let's just go. Oh
Fucking
man.
hit 'em. You riding around the bike around the aisle to see if you can buy it. I'm gonna slash that bitch with this saber, bitch. I got the double one. I'm Darth Now in this bitch.
Oh,
So you
man.
can take the toy
That and then like I watched Pulp Fiction way too young, so I get the purple Mace Windu sword, but just do Pulp Fiction lines.
Oh,
And
man.
the children ran in fear, screaming, crying.
You know what? He couldn't even ride the short bus. They brought his ass to school. Yeah, keep bringing your son to school. You
No.
can't even ride the bus regularly. Kids.
I wasn't even
God.
allowed to go to class. They just put me in CSI to start the day. They're like, yo, let's not even waste time.
I'm out here protecting lunch. Whoa,
But I made the basketball team just because the basketball coach taught CSI, and I became friends with him eventually.
For those of you who don't know what CSI means, it's indoor suspension.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. 'Cause everybody
It's in,
knows
but
it.
look, if you're in CSI every day, the feds just start investigating you from back then. That's why it's called CSI.
So, you know what? You guys are married, right? You guys are a couple.
Yeah, we're a couple.
So you guys do this burlesque thing as a couple. is that any challenge, or you guys?
What the
how
fuck
does
did he
it-
say? A
how they
couple of
go?
what?
A
A
couple,
couple of
people,
what? What
like
the
together,
fuck?
a couple, a pair, and it's somewhere certified that you are, and it's recognized.
Yeah, I mean we're not like legally married or anything.
Okay, but platonically married, right? Right?
Yeah.
Would that even be a term? I don't know. There's enough
That's a
alcohol
good
for me
term,
to
I
not
think.
make sense now.
Platonically.
Yeah?
Yeah, why
Does
not?
that make sense for you?
Hey,
Is that,
Doesn't
I
platonic,
speak English. I
isn't
understand
that
what they
like,
both mean.
Doesn't that mean like friendship?
what is it now?
Domestic partners.
Domestic partners. I like that.
That's tax. That's
That
tax
sounds so-
legalese.
That sounds so
Out.
PC.
Legal paperwork.
Federal-
You had to, like, do
Federal legalese.
Right.
Aside.
So you guys are then, what was that term again?
domestic partners.
Domestic partners. Sure, you're domestic partners. But how does that work? How does that work for you guys? Do you guys see there's a challenge behind that? Is there, you guys work fine when it comes
Like
to that?
having a relationship with someone?
Yeah, like you guys are doing
Motherfucker Dr.
you're
Phil
doing
over
Moon
there,
River
right?
Cabaret. He's the
Yo,
host.
man, get the fuck out of here.
There's
dog.
clothes being taken off. I'm gonna be quite honest.
Wait, hold
If-
up.
He said took it off. I
Would
heard
you
it.
be I don't know. There's a lot of alcohol involved
no,
in my
I'm
body.
Not really. He wasn't writing
Oh,
any
no.
books about rings and shit.
I don't know. I think if
You
you're,
pour me a drink.
I think
you
if
in a
you're like an
bartender, what the
artist
I don't know.
Uh huh.
and you're an artist in like that field, like obviously your mind is a lot more open than
Right.
maybe some other couples, you know.
Wait, hold up. I want to know about that relationship.
Would you be
status.
cool with it? Would you date
Because
a
does that
burlesque girl or a stripper?
I mean, yeah, I ain't shit. Like fucking.
He's just happy he's getting pussy and shit. He's like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool, honey. You're gonna go and dance with some guy's fucking dick.
all of you
No
about
problem,
the
babe.
Shit that comes out of my mouth every day. Like my morning routine consists of buying Dutch Masters.
Okay.
Terrible.
Okay, but all
What's
right. So,
happening to these children?
I get coconut water while I'm there, though. I
No,
feel
but-
like it balances out.
but you guys have been at it for 4 years, so it seems that it's something that works out fine for both of you guys.
Nah,
It's
but
just
what
not an
that
issue
means,
being
'cause-
together and.
We're both artists and we met.
Wait,
as
I want to
artists
hear
in
what
general.
he was gonna say though too.
But-
Because I want to eventually not have to owe anyone any money, but if I'm sick, they can visit me at the hospital. I'm trying to get whatever paper you need for that.
You know what? Now that I asked you, I didn't even bother to ask Mr. Goodnight. Mr. Goodnight, would you date a stripper or a burlesque dancer?
I ain't shit either, so. That question is hell yeah.
All right. Well, no, hey, you know what? I'd probably do the same thing. You know what I mean? I'd probably be actually the guy that would date the stripper but go to her job but never talk to her and talk to her coworker
And you
friends
just sit
and
there like
shit.
creepily.
Yeah, so and then when she says something to me, I can't get you in trouble at work. I don't want your manager thinking I'm trying to be cool with you, so I want the girl to sit on top of me.
Nah,
I'm gonna tip her.
John is the type that he got a girlfriend, but he only got to visit her at the strip club.
That's what my relationships are. Hey, if
Visiting
that's
right hours are only 8 hours during daylight hours, working
Hey.
hours, federal hours, labor hours.
Hey, I've dated a couple strippers inside a strip
Yeah,
club.
you
I'll
did.
tell you that
Yeah.
right now.
Inside there for like
She's
what?
like, oh,
Yeah, I've been
2
in strip-
songs and then you was broke.
No,
You
I've been
was
there 2
broke.
songs for 2 months.
instead of
I would go over there and I'd be in my strip relationship. I'd break up with her as soon as my bank account showed negative and I was 2 months behind on rent.
Hey, no, you
John's
don't
in
gotta
there.
break up with her if your money don't ran out.
John's paying mad
Yo.
money, and he's like, yo, just say you care about me for 3 songs.
Yeah, hey, I'm sorry, you gotta say it like.
Welcome to Miami.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, listen, as soon as burlesque girls are willing to take relationships with me in my 20s, I'm down. I'll be a huge freaking guest.
I don't think they want to fuck with you because you got kicked off a penny of fish.
I did. Let's not bring that up. Now, these guys just love bringing that
As long as
fact
we don't
up.
see your picture in the U.S. Post Office hallway, we're good.
No, I'm far away from those charges. I'm not going to say much for a couple of the people in this room, but at least for me, I know
I
I'm
ain't
kind of
gonna
far away
talk
from
about
that.
that Vinny Bagaducci either. All right, forget about it.
All right, remember, I'm in a very sensitive room. So you know what? Let me ask you guys. Being that you guys have been together, how long you guys been together? I don't even know.
Like almost 5 years ago.
5 years, celebrating our 5th anniversary. We're celebrating our 10th in here.
10th anniversary. Yeah.
Happy
That's
10th
beautiful. Let's
anniversary,
do some
guys.
math. Arithmetics, yay!
He's just still trying to make this day special, man. This guy's
Noodles.
a fucking idiot.
Happy 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Hey, yeah.
But so you
I
guys have
know,
been
I
together for
think-
5
I
years.
think Rio has a pretty good like. He's just backstage. Everybody's like getting naked around him, and they're like, "Rio, I just need my song to be like this way, please."
Let me ask you a question.
I think,
have it
I
good,
think
she
a lot of
says.
other men like would be like, "All your friends are getting naked around me. This is awkward." But
That's
it's
what I'm
just part of
saying.
the
You
life.
guys have a very, strong bond together to allow that to happen. This very much proves how much you guys care for each other, I would think.
Yes,
think we just
covalent
have a
bonds,
lot in
molecular
common.
bonds.
And it shows you guys are very open with one another. You know what I mean? It shows just a unity. I think the more open you are, the more that unity of bond comes together. That sounded so good, right?
Yeah, you
Man,
can.
you're
Sounded
Bond? That sounds like
I think people
a
are
James
like.
Bond movie with
I
Sean
think people
Connery.
are like afraid of each other. I think a lot of couples are afraid of each other. Like, they repress each other a lot, And
Really?
Yeah, because they lie to each other that
yeah,
much.
and fuck that.
Because all people do is lie and be on some pretend shit.
Yeah, like I lie to girls. When I
sorry
first
you
sleep
lived
with them,
that
I go 3 times in a
I'm
row.
not saying
Every
me,
time after that,
but-
it's just once.
We know you lied to him. You got kicked out
That's
for
how
playing
that
this
is.
motherfucker.
I know. That's,
We know when you lie because the truth is so bad.
You look like a lying motherfucker.
so let me ask you
He
guys.
doesn't even let people see his eyeballs.
No. Who wants to see?
He
Who
got
wants to
some
see
trickery
the?
shit going on.
Who want to see the look of someone that woke up this morning, sort of kind of late, and went to work and looks very tired
Look,
still?
you're just on
Okay.
permanent poker face. You a poker player for life.
Damn right. No one. Nobody will ever know what I'm thinking. Just remember that.
Yeah, I know.
So let me ask you
You gotta
guys.
say it like that's all, man. You gotta
Jesus,
say it
man,
like-
ask the fucking question.
Next topic.
Yes, ma'am. Sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Sir.
Goodnight.
Yeah, right, motherfucker. I ain't said it. Let me say it. Next topic, motherfucker.
Let me ask you guys. So being together, that you guys have been together for so long, when is it the right time to fart in front of your significant other?
This motherfucker weird as shit, man.
Like
Every
No,
time
you-
I
no,
come
you
here,
have
I
to be-
say the
you're-
same
you
shit.
can't
I'm
do
like,
that. You
what
have to
he
be
gonna
more
say today
specific.
that's gonna piss me
Specific.
off? This right here.
That,
Because-
and then it depends. Like, is it a smelly fart or a loud fart? 'Cause if it's a loud fart and it doesn't smell,
straight.
it's not really that rude. You can just laugh
Nope,
at yourself.
you're cool with
and
it?
you're not causing any fucking.
What if
damage.
they're all evil people?
Okay.
That's my question.
Okay, let's go with that one because that seems
said
like the
loud,
lightest
good.
2 of the scenarios. How long would you take to be with your significant other before
Alright.
you do it?
loud fart? I could do that second or third time we kick it. I don't give a fuck.
He said he ain't
It's
shit.
pretty exact.
I ain't look.
He ain't shit.
If you fuck with me, that means you really fuck with me. Cause I answer text messages the same way USPS delivers packages. So
That's hilarious.
Oh man,
You ain't shit.
You know what?
You got the truth.
what do you say, Rio?
I speak English.
What's the fucking question here, man? Like
How
seriously.
long?
often do you fart?
No. At what point would you fart in front of your significant other? When is it okay in the relationship?
I've been with my. Obviously, we've been talking about it. You douchebags, you fucking ain't listening. We've been together for a while, and I'm a fart machine, so it doesn't matter when.
So
the
you
fuck.
did it. You did it first bang
When
on
when we met, she was probably like, "Oh, he's one of those."
Wow, that is crazy.
Like he just
Everyone's
walked
like-
past me and went, "Ba-bam!"
So at what point
It's
is that
embarrassing,
for a
man.
female? When does a female ever get comfortable doing that?
Sophia's never farted in front of me because she's a goddess from the jungles of the Amazon.
I think that depends on person. I think that's like individual for people. Like, people have their comfort zones about shit, literally. But like,
yeah, and
Yeah.
then sometimes you see people and you're like, yo, I could fart around this person. There's something wrong. I see the paint in your nails is mad cracked. I could maybe just crack a little quick one. But listen, your shit that day, I might just want to hold that in.
So let me tell you this, guys, a quick story really quick. Before we got to the show today, I picked up Mr. Goodnight from his house. I call him and let him know that I'm outside. He says, "Give me a minute." He was
Goodnight gotta let all his
I was
neighbors
surprised
know
that you said he has a house.
But wait, he's telling me, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what the house is made of or where he's at, but like just say it's an undisclosed location. But I go to pick him up there, and he decides to tell me, "Hey, by the way, I'm gonna be a minute, but I just want to give you the heads up. There's a girl that has a couple mental problems sitting outside my front door." I said, "Okay," because Mr. Goodnight lives in a very unique area. Okay, it's a very different area.
Oh,
that's how
really,
we're gonna
really?
put
What's
it.
different about it, John?
That the average salary in there averages is based on whoever makes the most food stamps. So like, I think everything is paid for there based on food stamps. I think the economy is different. I think they actually make Monero over there. That's an area that makes Monero for sure.
Monero over there is bastard children.
You know what? I don't even know. So I'll leave that up to the imagination. But whatever. Sure enough, after he tells me that, I look up and there's a girl crossing the street. The girl crosses the street and she's staring right at me near my passenger window. She makes me pull down the window, so I pull down the window. I said, "How can I help you?" She goes, "I want to let you know that today is March 5th, and my mother didn't take me to school today." I was like, "Okay." Now, mind you, 10 feet away from me is another car that looks like mine, and it happens to be the girl's mother. The mother gets off the car and decides to tell me, "Sir, please excuse my daughter. She has mental issues," which, mind you, I wanted to tell her at that moment, "Ma'am, I already got an alert message that, yes, your daughter is mentally fucked up."
Yo, at that, and then March 5th was 10 days ago, so you should have asked her what year.
I was afraid to continue any type of word of interaction with her. I was hoping that if I stayed still and just looked at her and let her say whatever she wanted, she'd walk away, but this did not happen.
Yeah, that's why you gotta have fun. Like, when you see crazies, you gotta go to Crazyville with them.
Wait a second.
Yeah, no, but it's like, in a fun, I'm gonna give you a good vibe around this, but I'm trying to hear about whatever reality you're living in. Tell me how.
Yeah, my car broke down in like St. Augustine, like 2 months ago, and I was stranded at a fucking gas station. I was like waiting on Rio to like come rescue me, and
5-hour drive.
And there's this fucking.
AAA would have been way quicker, right? Like you could have signed up for that in the time that it takes to drive 5 hours.
Well, I didn't know I was gonna do with the car. Anyway, I just was like, I saw this crackhead and she looked so lonely, and I was like, you know what? I'm lonely too. Let's hang out.
Crackheads are probably. Look, crackheads are more interesting than 90% of the population, just for the fact that their life has been led to crack.
Listen, let me tell you what I met today. I don't think had crack relation. I think it was just mental illness, which I'm not making fun of the mental illness. I'm just making fun of the conversation in the situations that I was put into. So the girl decides to tell me that her mother didn't take her to school. Her mother comes at me and says, "My daughter has mental illness. Please excuse her. If you like, you can leave." I said, "Well, ma'am, I'm waiting for someone, so I have to wait here a minute." She goes, "Who are you waiting for? Who are they?" I said, "It's someone there. Have you ever heard of Mr. Goodnight with 2 T's?" She says, "No." So I said, "Okay, but I'm waiting for him." So I'm sitting there, and she decides to kind of just stand right next to me without saying nothing. I said, "I see she gets it from her mama." Because the daughter was acting like the mother.
You see
and
how
the mother
it
was acting
sound
like
like
the daughter.
a police report?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I thought this shit gonna be short.
Relax.
See, I knew that
Mother
was gonna be
gets
short.
back
This
in. Hold
motherfucker
on.
always got long ass stories.
Mother gets back in the car, takes off, leaves me with the daughter. Daughter comes at me about
One
5
time,
times and decides to let me know that she got raped.
Oh.
At some point, she has been raped.
That shit got
She was
deep.
raped from a neighbor across the street. She was raped by someone else, and this one and the third. I said, "Okay." She says, "You need to report them." So at some point, I came to realize that I think this girl thought I was undercover.
Oh.
Yeah,
So she's talking to me in the form of a police officer.
Yeah, that's why you're giving us this police report. It's very obvious. You look like an undercover. Right now, I'm scared that you're an undercover. And that's why I make sure not to snitch on this show.
Don't say names.
You're on the long con.
But I am
just
gonna.
just
I'm
trying
not
to
gonna
get
lie.
me and Mr. Goodnight.
In this entire process, the girl decides to ask me to take her to her grandmother's
You know
house.
what's fucked up? That guy
Someone-
we went to go see.
There's
in
a
the
shooting.
villages,
There's a shooting.
He's an FBI agent.
There's a
too.
shooting.
Yo,
So the whole time
is
this
Alex
is going
an
on,
FBI agent?
who?
Is the tech guy a tech guy from the FBI?
Have you ever seen CSI Miami?
Ah, fuck, they know about me.
Yeah.
I stole too much Monero.
But listen, the entire time this is going on, Mr. Goodnight comes out about 5 minutes later, leaving me with the girl. And when he sees me with the girl, he decides to enjoy some laughter. At no point helping me. You know what? I'm just not appreciative of it. It was a crazy Friday. I gotta believe these last 48 hours have been hella crazy. Noodles, have these last 48 hours been hella crazy?
No.
Okay, whatever.
They have.
It has. It
You
has.
know what?
I think we lost Real. Where did Real go? Real must have said forget this show. These guys are taking way too long. I thought it was only supposed to be 4 questions, and I'm out of here, and it was done.
That's the same way I feel, Rio. That's every show I come on.
So let me ask you.
Oh, yo, we got some really good skim news.
Oh yeah.
Get us with some skim news then. We're gonna wrap this up in a moment. Once we get Real back over here, we'll come to wrap this up.
Yeah, I guess in Alabama, skim news, like I always bring up, dude, they wanted to give teachers guns, after the little incident that happened, and a guy, I don't know whatever his name is, Mateo, he'll cover that up for me. He ended up getting mad. He was like, "Hey, we can't give guns to teachers because most of the teachers are women, so we can't give them guns." So he pissed off about that.
So is the guy pissed off because women can't have guns?
No,
No,
we give
'cause
guns to teachers.
His-
It's a lot more women as teachers.
So that's the only reason why they shouldn't give the teachers guns,
Guns.
because the teachers
It
are
says
women.
because women got like PMS issues.
What do you feel about that? You think women teachers should have guns?
I don't think any teachers should have
Hell
guns.
no.
I can think of many
no.
instances growing up where the teacher would not have gotten in trouble for killing a student
I mean,
in that classroom.
look at it this way. Like, teachers were legally allowed to beat their students up until, like, the 1950s or
Yeah.
60s.
Yeah.
Yo,
I don't know if you
I don't know what
experienced
y'all
that.
talking about, but I'm only 33 and I used to get my ass whooped by the principal.
Exactly.
Hey, look,
Wow.
All right, imagine.
look, if cops shoot kids, if cops shoot kids, you don't think teachers are gonna shoot kids?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
This guy's like, I have to speak out about this injustice. So imagine getting pistol whipped by a teacher. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you feel? Do you have kids?
I needed those
I do.
ass whooped.
You do. Would you feel comfortable knowing his teacher had a gun?
That
No. Well, my son's like almost graduating high school, but I homeschooled him for a long time.
Okay.
And and he hates school, and just like now he does really well, but like he's like, oh, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
He's so confused by the school system.
because it's bullshit. The school, because it's a whole lot of lies, like the whole school system. Boy,
It sounds like
I
a
just think-
pothead conspiracy. over there.
not that, but the school system's trash unless like you're like in the best class in your grade.
Mhm.
Because they like the textbook is some bullshit. Because the important shit they just put a paragraph.
Sure. That sounded very.
I don't know. I don't
Sounded very
think teachers should
pothead.
have guns. That's just kind of. That's a little bit of a crazy
Right.
idea to begin with.
Yeah. It's amazing how we just about to cap off with something so strong. That skim news really shocked us.
Do you think teachers should have guns? What you think?
The PE
No.
teacher?
What I do think there need to be more officers present because those school police people.
For
what
what?
are
For
they
they
there
can stand
for?
what?
outside?
You look.
That's what they did last
If-
time.
if there's
50 of them
more-
stand outside. Hey, I don't know what's going on.
You know what's gonna happen if more officers are present? All those kids are gonna go to jail.
No. All the officers be
For
standing.
weed,
They were
man.
standing outside.
What was that police robot we read about?
Hey guys, real quick. If the problem is that dumb young motherfuckers are getting really high-powered fucking soldier-grade war armory fucking weaponry, right?
There's a problem.
Right.
If they're doing that, listen, and then you're gonna be like, hey, I think we should throw some more guns in there, right? What do you think? Like, let's get 3 more of those motherfuckers, like
You know
guns.
what I think? I think
Let's get
it's-
20 more of those motherfuckers guns.
But-
Let's cause more chaos. Let's kill them all. Let's
People
fuck 'em.
gotta be communicated. They have to communicate with each other. Parents have to communicate with their children. I mean, everybody, you know, a lot of parents, I think, like, they just have no time. There's so many pressures put on society and on people to, like, do everything all the fucking time. How do you do that and raise a substantial, like, human being that is not a crazy ass person? Like, I mean, we're all crazy.
Yeah.
He's
No,
like,
but-
wait, hold on.
I feel like at this point it's in the government, like mass media, like they basically try to put us in this position where you start living up based on this irrational fear that some fucked up shit can happen at any moment, and they're cool with us wanting to kill each other, cause then we gotta buy shit.
Man, we are just
So look,
really for
yo.
episode
We just
10.
went
We are
off
just
the edge
we
now.
just went off the edge. We got so serious and political in here. I was like, wait a minute, I'm just gonna zone out for like 2 minutes. This went
But-
too political for me.
I think that'll happen. Like, the Civil War would be lit in the eyes of these corporations.
Oh yeah, for sure. So you know what? Let's cap it off with this. Where do you guys think burlesque is gonna go from here on out? You know, is it gonna be something that'll continue to grow? Do you guys see it growing?
Yes.
This motherfucker asked the same question over and
No,
over.
I
Yo,
did not.
what do you think will happen next? A new Civil War or World War III?
Infinity War with Captain America versus
With robots,
Iron Man
robots.
versus
Yeah, the
Thanos.
robots.
And the new burlesque superheroes will come
It
in
was
and
your
see
tech
that.
guy. The tech guy told me
Bitch
you said
smack
that shit.
everybody with your nibbies.
Our new tech guy is observing this, and he's observing that he shouldn't come back. So
He
where
said
do,
cut it.
where do you guys hope to see burlesque coming? Or going?
I hope that, honestly, I hope for us to open up Moon River Cabaret as a physical space and to have a place where people can come and see burlesque shows, you know.
Have a venue for it, like a permanent place where people can just come and see
Yeah.
different burlesque acts.
Just wanna
Comedy,
keep it
music,
going.
burlesque, cabaret, the whole experience.
And I hope people
Different
continue to innovate the art form, you know, using all kinds of music and costume designs and even political statements. Because I saw a girl recently, Poison Ivory, that did a burlesque piece where she came out of a box as a slave, and she just transitioned from a girl in chains, and she started out naked and she was like in all these chains, and then she transitioned into like a queen, and like she had this pretty gown on and stuff, and it was like the transition of, you know, just slavery and like people in America. And I think that
Yo, that's how
taking that,
T'Challa's mom was born.
Who? Whose mom?
T'Challa?
just seeing like the art form like innovate and just become its own thing where more people know what it is.
Right.
That's it.
I think that it has a lot of creativity, and that's pretty cool that I didn't even think about that they can like make statements based on burlesque.
You could. Nudity is a powerful tool
It
for
is.
change.
It is. I
You know?
agree.
That it creates life, and it's just like you feel so free when you're on stage, like just like, oh yeah, I'm taking my clothes off. It's like taking off stress or like mental break, you know, layers of when you take your clothes off on stage. It also takes everybody's inhibitions away, and it takes away stress. Burlesque is more powerful than people even perceive it as. It is a tool for change and for freedom.
We got to get people to see this stuff more often, then. Let me ask you guys, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Sophia Luna Miami. You can follow us on Facebook at Moon River Cabaret, Rio Dios Mio, and Sophia Luna.
Okay. How can people find different burlesque shows if they want to look it up and say, hey, I want to go to a burlesque show? How do they find this stuff?
If you're in South Florida, I would say look up South Florida Burlesque, and that connects you to pretty much every scene south of the Dixie. You know, just right under Orlando, and if not, then you can look up Central Florida Burlesque.
And where can you see? Well, I think you might have mentioned it earlier, but tell us one more time. Where can people see you locally? I guess out here.
Oh, every third Thursday at the Vagabond Kitchen and Bar at the Vagabond Hotel in the Mimo district.
Yeah, we got other shows. Kill Your Idol every last Friday on South Beach. The Ritz Glitz Review at Bar Stash. Find us on Facebook, South Florida Burlesque, Moon River Cabaret, and you will find all the info you need for catching all kinds of shows.
Nice. Where can I catch one of those shows with Aurora Natrix?
Aurora Natrix is.
I love that.
Yo,
Ritz
what's
girl.
Aurora
Ritz
Natrix?
Man, she's this British burlesque dancer. Man, I like her, man. She's like nice and tall with dark hair. I can imagine. I never heard her speak. I don't remember hearing her speak. I can imagine she
She's
had
very
like a British
yeah.
accent.
She's fat.
I can picture her closing
She's
my
the
eyes
British invasion.
and
Oh,
saying,
that shit must be Shaggy then.
"Yo, let me tell you something. Hey, let me tell you something, man. Every time I see that girl, I would just picture myself and fantasizing her telling me, John, please get out of my room." Like I can picture that
I'm
shit
gonna
right
make
now.
her leave you a voicemail like that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. I'd love just go in her room, just go and be like, girl, I ain't got none of my dick pills. Please
John,
get out of here.
they just find John hanging in a room, and instead of a suicide note, that's just playing on loop. That voicemail.
So artistic.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Yo, John, if you ever want to kill yourself, let me make that a performance art piece.
Well, hey, no. But if we do it, hey, listen, if we do it, we got to do it during Art Basel.
Hey, he roasted your ass the whole show.
Hey, listen, we do it during Art Basel, boy. You getting paid?
Yeah. You know what?
Look,
Yeah, Winwood.
This is what I'm gonna make happen. Art Basel, I'm gonna rent out a hotel room where every different room is one of my half-done ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So you walk into one of them and you see a reggaeton musical about colonialism. The next one is like something I drew when I was in 7th grade.
It says, "Mommy, I love you." All fucked up spelling.
Made
and
of
shit.
macaronis and shit. The next one's like half a rap song, and then you get to the last room, and it's that voice note, and John's just out there hanging.
Oh wow.
I think we gotta end the show though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, my friend. I'm gonna miss you when you leave here, Mr. Goodnight with 2 T's.
No.
We're gonna miss you a lot, man. Let me ask you, Rio and Sophia, did you guys have a good time today?
Yes.
This is one of our more longer episodes, but I think that our longer episodes have been the better ones. So trust me, that it
He the only
ran
one
long.
listening to
It's
it.
good.
Hey, he the only one listening to it.
Yeah, I listen to it through different
He played him by his
devices.
damn self.
Mics
Yeah.
were like little statues. They're just little statues.
One viewer. Oh man, I think it was awesome.
man.
Y'all took a look.
I get excited when we get past 3.
They're like, they got tequila and ruffles.
All our listens are just like, John just makes new SoundCloud profiles. And it's like, Everyman Podcast Show Fan 1, Everyman Podcast Show Fan 2.
Hey, we growing by one.
And
One at a time,
he gets in
motherfucker.
arguments and he's like, yo, I think John's the best. He got another one that he's like, nah, I think Mr. Goodnight is the best. Then they just fight with each other. Yo, you're like Kevin Durant at this shit.
Hey,
He
you know
just
he like,
commenting like, I bet John has a huge dick.
hey, but he said they compared it to each other,
Hey.
right? Like Corona and Modelo.
Listen,
They're the same fucking company, but they compare. Like they competing and shit. It's the same
all I'm
person.
gonna tell you is, you need to watch it, buddy.
Look,
And you need to watch it over there, pal. But Rio and Sophia, I thank you guys for coming by. It was really, really fun. Really quick, you don't think you're getting away without this episode. Come over here, slide your
John,
chair
we
over
only
here for a
came here
second. No,
because you
we
had
gotta
free
do this.
tequila.
We gotta do this. George, come here. Tell us. You know what? He
Say,
can
we're
grab
gonna
this
promote
mic.
your
Grab
burlesque
this mic
company.
over here.
Yeah.
Hey, he roasted your
We're
ass.
drinking
yeah,
free
we
tequila.
gotta welcome
Hold,
George.
hold on
to
a
the
second,
show.
people. We need a moment here. George, what was your opinion of this show today?
It's terrible.
What did you like? What were your likes and dislikes of this show of episode 10 of the Everyman Show?
I like the ending.
we should end just like that.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was episode 10 of the Everyman Show. Thank you to Rio and Sophia again. Moon River Cabaret. Please catch them. Follow the information that they mentioned. Thank you again, Mateo, for being here. Mr. Goodnight with 2 T's, our fearless producer. Noodles. Thank you, George, for being here. We hope to have you for many more shows. Thank you, Walter. Fuck you, Alter Walter. I don't know where you are. Conspiracy Ken. Mr. Dade County. Thank you, Wake and Vape Studios. Follow us on the Everyman Show at Instagram. And you can follow me on j.everyman on Instagram while you at it too. And you can follow the Everyman Show on podcast. And follow us on SoundCloud, the Everyman Show. Thank you very much. Peace out, bitches. I love you.